Hi, this is John, and I'm going to be Game Master tonight for this week's Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign, streaming here at Immortals, Inc., using the Trail of Cthulhu system. This week we're picking up in London, where our characters left off last time. Diana's still out this week. Apparently on the way home from vacation she managed to come down with a copy of the flu, and Brock is still out this week on his work trip, and Tom's running a little late, so it looks like we're hemorrhaging players, but I think we're still doing okay. So why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting over here.
I'm Hugh Delury. I'm playing Declan Steele, a private investigator.
I'm Nate Elwood. I'm playing Father Cecil Sullivan, a Jesuit priest.
And my name's Richard McGuire, and I'm playing a hobo named Samus.
All right, gentlemen, if I can get a die roll, cap for last time, please.
Damn.
How about it, Hugh?
Well,
Who's it been for last week?
One or two things happened.
I kind of don't remember how the night started, but I know Did we talk to Barrington this last session?
You did?
We
Yes.
did? Yep, alright.
So I think it started off with you guys deciding to split up. You were having perhaps breakfast?
Which we will not do again. I don't care what it is, we are no longer splitting this group. Bad things always happen.
I could survive solo. I just don't push it. I know not to unlock the locked door by myself or whatever.
Yeah, so we just sort of introduced ourselves to Barrington. We talked about
I think that was just you and Mustafa.
yeah, okay, yeah. We just learned, we were just following up on the newspaper articles that were given to us by Mahoney at the Scoop. Mahoney?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And pretty much, I don't think we learned anything new talking to Barrington.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, me and Tom. Just confirming some information that we sort of already suspected about Jackson Elias and his questioning of the murders of the Egyptians over the course of the last 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And then let's see here, Cecil.
Well, you guys were going to meet them for lunch, right?
Yeah, right. That was our morning thing. We were going to meet them for lunch. We were there only to find out that the Blue Pyramid was actually closed until 6, so we sort of waited around the area to meet them at around 1 o'clock, which they never showed because Cecil and Samus went to meet the artist, whose name is Shipley. That's right.
Yes.
And found him to be a quite eccentric and probably insane person who showed them unusual art, and one of which sucked Cecil into a painting via some portal of some kind through the painting. And then pretty much all hell broke loose. Cecil ended up murdering him and his, which later we found out to be his...
Self-defense.
Yeah, it was self-defense. But more importantly, his mother, this Shipley's mother, was probably actually long dead, but replaced by a serpent person who was wearing a mommy suit.
Like actual skin.
Like a skin suit. Peeled it off. And then Cecil proceeded to shoot her straight in the chest, and then with a butter knife, maybe, I don't know, decided to massacre her face.
It was the will of God.
Yeah. Mainly because he didn't handle all that well, being sucked into a portal.
And having to pray to a dark God.
Yeah, to get himself out. Yeah.
And you noted that you self-defense against Shipley by shooting him in the back.
In the back, yeah.
Yeah.
He was cackling and running.
Yes. Self-defense him to death.
So they had to escape the property, and then we all met up.
And there were knocks on the door.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, because the gunshots that... So they escaped the property. Samus stole all of the artwork, but destroyed the artwork that had the portal. And then we all met up. We hid the work, and now we are trying to find out how to sort of get out of this, because the carrier or the carriage driver is still waiting at the apartment and knows who those two are, which then by association knows who all of us are. So we're trying to not get caught with any of this stuff. So now we're trying to formulate a plan to.
And you actually went back.
I did.
Or Declan actually went back.
Yep, and that's sort of where we
police
ended.
officer out front.
Police officer walking the streets. The carriage is still there waiting at the corner. And there's a note on the door of the apartment, of which I think Declan is going to try to sneak and take, just to read it. He's hoping that it is nothing more than a simple noise violation. And we'll see what happens after that.
All right. Well, do you want to pick up there then? Unless there's anything else that you guys need to tell me about before we get started? Okay, so yeah, Declan, you were right by the house. And there was the police officer
Yeah, it was sort of
standing out front.
Incognito, sort of like lighting a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. And he asked you to move along.
Yep. Is he standing, is he just standing in front of the doorway, or is he pacing,
He's
down the street?
pacing the sidewalk right in front of the house, not the whole street.
Okay. Do I see any way of sort of sneaking to get that, reasonably sneaking to grab the letter on the door? Or is this pretty difficult to do?
I think that'd be just about impossible to do because he's keeping an eye on you and he's already seen you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I can.
I mean, if you had some means of distracting him,
yeah.
maybe, but by yourself, I don't.
Is there anyone else on the street? Preferably down the block.
I don't remember about what time you said it was. I think it's going to probably be early afternoon, right?
Like
maybe
3 or 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's probably some. It's February, so it's not exactly warm out, but it's not. It's the UK, so it's not hideous. So yeah, there's probably some people walking the sidewalk. I'd say there's a couple of kids over there on their way home from school, and maybe a mom walking a stroller over that way.
What do you think about? What if I go over to the kids who are walking home from school or playing in the snow or whatever? Preferably maybe 7 or 8 or 9 houses down.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey kids, you want to make a couple? What are this?
Pounds?
Pounds. Want to make a couple pounds?
Their eyes grow really big at the scary old man who's coming to talk to them. Give me a charm roll. Because
Charm.
let's face it. I think that might not be the right skill name, but
Let's see. Streetwise.
flattery. Flattery is what we want. Yeah.
I have no flattery.
Awesome. That'll make this more interesting.
I do have intimidation.
Oh yeah, that's the
Kids,
best
come here.
possible idea.
I got free candy.
Well, I mean, can I make a roll?
Actually, it would be to spend a point because that's an investigative skill.
Yeah, I do not have it. So maybe I should go about this a different way and just keep walking.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to meet back up with Mustafa. I'm just going to leave the area.
Okay.
I think the fact that the door's not open, there's not a pile of cops here or carriages carrying bodies out or
Sure.
anything like that. Actually, I want to know if I've observed a multitude of footprints in the snow leading up to the door,
So
or just one.
you're in the UK, and it's February.
Mhm.
It doesn't snow that much.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you think snow, you think Cleveland, where February we got a foot on the ground at any time.
Yeah.
London,
Not really. It's
not-
just cold and wet.
cold and damp. Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah. So I think Declan would think that we're safe for now. because there's just not a lot of cops around.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm going to go back to the hotel, meet up with Mustafa, figure out where these two are at, and then meet with them and work out our plan.
I think you guys rolled up in the hotel room, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
We changed hotels.
That's right, you did.
Yeah.
Mustafa
But you
was
were all privy to that discussion, weren't you?
Yes.
Because you did meet back up.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, so you can head to the hotel that they're at
Okay.
and meet back up.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
We'll say it's probably about 4:30 by
All
the
right.
time you get back.
My observation was that there's a cop roaming around. Carriage is still there, and I think the cop is pretty suspicious, but I don't think anyone has gone in the house. There was no other cops there. No one, nothing blocked off. I mean, typical like cop procedure for like murders and stuff. I think I would know about, and none of that seems to be going on at the house.
That's
But
correct.
we have an additional problem. These Egyptian guys were following us earlier today. We don't know if they followed us to that house or not either.
I didn't even think about looking to see if I was followed or not. I know that we were followed the other day. My spider senses were not going off though, so
I still think we should go ahead with the plan that we came with.
I think that might be the best idea. As crazy and ridiculous as that sounds. But I think we need to get Barrington in on it. Because he might be the only one who we can trust. And if he can understand what we face, then
Trust an Englishman.
yeah,
Well, you know,
he keep it on the down low. He can
you could
sweep it under the rug.
contact the scoop guys too and contact everybody else.
So we just the thing is though is now we have to get you back into the house.
Well, there's an entrance in the roof.
Yeah.
So we give it a shot.
There was the back door as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the wall.
No, there's a gate on the back
Yeah, there's
door.
a gate back here, but that's a 14-foot brick wall.
You know, I was looking
But
at the artwork.
Climbing a tree and going over
Oh, I thought that was
rooftops.
totally bricked off. I thought it was a fully bricked off wall, or else I would have gone back
Yeah,
there.
you see
Yeah,
there's a
there's-
white.
sorry.
There's
No
a
problem.
white.
Okay. All right. Shit. So I don't know if anyone's back there. But we can walk.
But it doesn't matter if we go in through the roof anyway.
Yeah. You said that there were a lot of trees sort of around
Yeah,
this,
that's how we
around
got
the
up and
wall.
down.
That's how you got
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We can
like,
do it once, we'll do it again.
yeah. Okay. I think that's really the best thing to do. Plus, if we
No,
can
this
all-
is a bad idea, but this is the best bad idea.
yeah. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to sort of search the house a little bit. I'll get us in that locked door.
Yes.
You get in there, and then I will make a phone call to Barrington.
Yeah, you leave and then...
I'll leave and make a call, or
Well, I have locksmith too, but
oh, that's true. I didn't know that.
we don't want to have weapons on us.
No.
That's right, and they're already gone, right?
You hold on to it for me.
Put it in my pocket.
And I have a knife. That's it.
Okay, I'll take that too.
When you say a knife, is it like a pocket knife or is it like a survival knife?
It's like Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, so survival knife type knife. Okay.
Probably not be a good idea to carry that around with you right now.
It's your prerogative, but
Declan
Yeah,
is
that's right.
saying that to you, though. Probably not a good idea to have that on you. Because how would you have been overwhelmed by a crazy, skinny guy?
Well, that's
like
the other
that
thing we have to
figure,
come up with.
If you have a huge knife like that on you.
We have to come up
The
with a
snake
story.
person.
The snake poison.
Yeah, the snake person overwhelmed us.
Oh. So, one flaw though. How did they die?
We heard a bunch of noise. There were multiple gunshots. We were locked in the room. If you don't observe something, you don't know the answer.
That's true. Someone was
We do
there
have to come up with a
steal-
bit of a story, though, to
No,
explain it all, right?
Well, wait.
Well, we were drugged with the tea.
So we went there to see him, to look at the artwork.
Yeah.
This lady brought up the tea.
Yeah.
We drank the tea, felt a little woozy. Next thing you know,
It was Yahoo flavored tea.
Yeah.
next thing you know, we were being dragged into a cupboard.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. And whoever killed him was there to steal the paintings and escape through the roof.
Plausible.
Right. We came up with the greatest dumb idea ever, and we're gonna stick to it.
Well, I'm leaving. If it involves me cleaning up this mess,
Nope. We're
then
gonna leave the
I'm
mess
out.
exactly how it is. We're just gonna lock them in a room. All right. I think that's the plan.
Okay. Oh, good lord. I've never gotten a large file. Sorry.
I don't want any.
Okay. Is that the final answer?
Yeah.
So, you're going to try to stealthily climb a tree,
No.
make your way over to the roof, and head in through the skylight.
We're just gonna go up like the fire escape of a building halfway down the block and
Oh, okay.
do our roof hopping technique. I think that is way
Safer.
Stealthier.
Okay. And everybody's together.
I don't know. He might not be coming.
I think I may come. Only.
You have to come.
He doesn't have.
Somebody has to lock the door behind us.
I can lock it from the inside.
Oh,
There's
There's
a
a
padlock.
There's a padlock.
Yeah, we're doing this.
Oh, is it padlock?
Yeah.
The door lock? Okay,
Yeah.
so somebody does lock the lock.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mustafa thinks that you guys were hallucinating when this happened. That's what Mustafa.
Hallucinating or not.
And I think the only reason why we're going through these lengths is because the only person who knows about anything that's going on is the carriage driver.
And
I'm
the police
surprised.
officer.
I mean, the game started, what, 16 minutes ago. I thought you guys would have killed him by then.
What do you think we are?
Murder hobos?
No, wait a
offense.
minute. You know what we could do is how about you guys just walk out the front door, say "see you later," and go back into the carriage and just drive away.
That's, yeah.
Then that leaves a lot of questions of when people were knocking, whatever's
And
on that door.
give a really
police being
big
there,
tip.
The fact that there's no lights being on, or this works. This gets the police involved to exonerate us. Because if we do leave, hey, bye, next person that comes in there, hey, there's dead people in here. Well, who was the last to see them? Oh shit! Now we gotta start talking. Oh, excuse me. Oh crap! Now we have to start talking to these gentlemen again. This kills like
I'm not going to help you guys dispose of the body.
No, I don't think we're going to.
You're going to sit there and tell me what we saw was hallucination, and then we should just go away.
We're not changing the bodies at all. We're going to lock them in a closet because this makes way more sense. We're going to lock them in a closet.
No, I think it's crazy.
I think it's crazy. It's completely insane. But it's either that or we probably end up going to jail, or we just hop a boat and go back to the States.
Well,
the concern is
if
somebody. If someone,
or
if
just
those
me,
cops,
generally.
if those cops go into that house and they see corpses in there, they're going to ask the carriage driver who's been waiting there all day who was at that house, and they're going to point them right to them.
Both of them should get in the carriage and leave. But I don't think that. One, I don't think he gives a rat's ass. And number two, it's not like they have computers that they can track.
Police do tend to care about homicides.
Well, I'm talking about the carriage driver.
Yeah, but he's our personal carriage driver.
Right, but I mean, he's not going to rat us out.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
If a cop comes up to him and says,
"Hey, who was your
charge?"
Yeah, well, I'll take you to the hotel.
Oh yeah, I got these guys for a whole week.
Yeah, but as far as we know, nobody's been in the house. So somebody heard some noises and called and the cops investigated. But
look, if you don't want to be part of this, that's fine. You really don't have any skin in this one. It's really Samus and I who's going to be on the hot handful. This plan, I think, is our best one.
I think that we should get out of London at the earliest opportunity, and
I think there's so much more to do here.
I think
so. If we leave
so.
now, we're going to miss all of it. So we don't have any other leads.
It's kind of hard to investigate when you're in jail.
Exactly. That's why we're going to take this as foolhardy as it is, plan, because it will prevent that from happening, or at least I hope it does.
Well, I and my character think that's an incredibly bad idea.
I think it's a hilariously bad idea.
I think I will tangentially help, but not to the point where I'm actually in the house of these poor ass people that you straight up murdered.
No, I think we're done technically doing anything with this house other than they're gonna go in. I'm calling and saying I haven't seen my friends all day.
Well, we could still loot it.
You were with us in
before
Peru.
The police get
you were with us in New York.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, a lizard person and being sucked into a painting is a hallucination to us. a face snake and a fat drinking people, totally legit.
I think that
we're not lying to you.
I think that the painter. I know you believe it. I think that Shipley was able to convince you that his nightmares were real. We unfortunately lost our psychologist, but
that doesn't stop. That is totally valid. But there's still 2 dead people in that house, and there's a driver that can point to who did it.
Right. So I don't think that the driver's going to care if you guys come out of the front of the house.
He won't care about anything. He won't care about anything. But when the cops start talking to him, he will say who he was driving, and that will lead to here, which will be, how did you guys get here?
Wait a minute. Time out here. One last option. Why don't you 2 just walk up to the carriage and say we're ready to go?
Because there's a cop walking back and forth.
Who cares? The cop, for this reason, there's a way out of here through the back door. The carriage driver doesn't know that you 3 or whoever was.
They're not going to go breaking into this house.
Yeah.
And here's my idea: we walk out, we go up to the carriage. As soon as we get in that carriage, that cop sees that we're in that carriage. Then he'll go up to the door and start knocking, and start knocking, and start knocking.
Okay.
And when nobody answers, he's going to open that door.
Why would he open the door? You can just say something like...
They would not put a cop walking back and forth in front of a house unless they were looking for something. Right?
Maybe, but... Or...
You're telling me London PD has enough just to be like, oh, you just walk back in front of this house for a few 7 hours or so. They are waiting for something. They are suspicious about something. If we just mosey out, they'll ask us, hey, how come you didn't answer the door?
You're not coming out of the house. You're just walking up to the carriage. because there's a way in and out of here through the back.
I'm telling you, that's not how it's going to go down.
There you go. So they want to go with this crazy idea. I'm
Yes.
all for it.
I'm for this idea.
Yeah, I think like you all went out to lunch, and you're finally coming back.
Then where's Shipley? And why would we not take our carriage?
He is a crazy painter. Who cares where Shipley went? He didn't go back home,
Somebody
and you
served
just
you
had to walk
crumbs.
back to the carriage. He's not home. You all went out. You left a lunch dinner, and now you had to walk back to the carriage so you can tell the driver to take you back home.
Be too many questions with it.
You're assuming though that cops are going to walk into that house. Say, I don't know where Shipley's at. We left some pub.
I don't think they're gonna walk into the house unless they have a very good.
Yeah, we left some. I don't know Shipley. We
They would have
left
to
we
get
left
a
some
search
pub that
warrant,
Shipley was
right?
in.
No, this isn't
No,
the
this
States.
is the States.
And this is...
No, I think it's similar. I mean, they're not gonna like kick in the door because they saw. I mean, I
If
don't.
they have cause, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, this idea, as weird and odd as it sounds, I think is our best option. That's what I want to go with.
Okay.
All right. If this
Samus,
doesn't
what
work
do you
out,
think?
Can this be a
Should we
dream
just mosey
sequence?
out and be like,
I'm
yeah,
the one that suggested it, so you guys
yeah,
do whatever.
he's
you
down
want.
with it.
What about any other idea after that one?
You want a different idea after that one.
Yeah. What do you think about the idea of just walking up to the carriage from like the back of the house, saying that you all came back from some dinner at a pub, and you can't
Get the guy drunk. Give him 10 pounds or whatever.
and you can't necessarily
Will they
tell where
track us down to what pub? Will they?
how you're an American.
Yeah.
How, you have no idea what the hell any of these pubs are in England. You've been here for 2 days. I don't know where it was. I can't even tell you what street it was on.
We're
'Cause
averaging 1 murder per day.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, you have a legit alibi. Well, I mean, a reason for not knowing where the hell you're at. This is the first time you've ever been to this side of town. You almost got lost getting here. You know,
Okay,
that's
Hugh,
why you need
let's
to
put it
carry
in
the
another
driver.
way.
Hey, I'm just
Poorly
hey,
dressed dude.
Mm-hmm.
Irish.
priest though.
Which is worse.
Yeah, I know.
Anglican rules here.
Uh-huh.
They're not gonna look for much. Okay? It's kinda like this right here is gift wrapped.
I think
For
there's
jail time.
There's two options. There's leave England, or there's go back to the house.
The only thing that would make it even better is if he was with us the whole time. Because then you'd have a foreigner who's not white.
A foreigner who is way smarter than you guys. Not going back to
All I'm
the-
saying is
You never go
us
back
two
to the
would
scene
just
of the crime.
they'd really just like put a bow on it and you'd never see us again.
Going
All
back
right.
to the scene of the crime is a bad idea.
But we're gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
Me and him could go on an expedition to Egypt while you four
Yeah, let's split the
continue.
group.
You wanted an additional suggestion.
All right, that's it. I think 20 minutes on the discussion, almost 30, is long enough. Let's put it to action.
Let's do this.
All
We
right.
fail, at least we'll fail gloriously.
So who's heading back through the skylight of the Shipley house?
All three of us.
I don't. Oh yeah, right. Because I got to. Somebody's got to lock the
Lock the
padlock.
lock behind us.
Fine.
You gotta admit though, that is an excellent alibi. You can't lock a door with a padlock from the inside.
That's true. Okay.
I'm going to have one of you make a stealth roll for the group.
Who's got the best stealth?
I have 3 points in stealth,
Every
but
one
I've
of
already
you wants
used one.
to.
I have plenty of stealth.
I will be securing transportation off of this island for us post haste.
Where are you planning that transportation to?
Bahamas?
No, Egypt.
Okay. Any particular place in Egypt?
Cairo?
The Cairo.
All right. When are you trying to get tickets, passage for?
We're supposed to meet. What's his name? The
Tomorrow
guy
at
from
3
the-
p.m.
Yeah, I was going to do it for. I was going to first see if there was one for an evening steamer.
For
maybe.
tomorrow evening?
Yeah, or even possibly a train to somewhere else for tomorrow evening.
Well, if you want passage,
I'm buying tickets actually for train tickets for tonight in case we have to leave in a hurry.
where are those train tickets to?
Manchester.
Edinburgh.
Okay.
That would give us like, it's like an 8-hour train ride, I think, to lay low, and then I'm checking for Friday night and for Saturday morning.
All right. You're able to get train tickets for tomorrow night to Edinburgh without any problem.
I'm using our aliases, BGW.
Okay. But you're not.
What is your alias?
He doesn't need one.
I don't need one.
He's already
Nobody
Samus, no
cares
last
about-
name. What's your last name? No last name.
Well, when I go to visit you in the Who's Gal, in the Tower of London.
But there are not any ships departing for Cairo until Tuesday.
I will buy tickets across the channel if I have to.
Sure.
I just want a contingency plan in case we need to get out of here.
You're able to get tickets to
LA.
probably to Greece that are departing tomorrow night as well.
Okay.
So, who gave me this? Who was making the stealth roll? And
I
you're
am.
spending. You are?
Yeah, I
How
have a
many?
lot of stuff.
How many are you spending?
3.
All right, give me that roll.
7.
All right, you're pretty sure that you guys made your way through the skylight very quietly. You probably brought some rope with you this time,
Sure.
so that you're able to
Yeah.
climb back out through the skylight. And you are now in the artist's loft. You see all the easels with the you see the one painting that's just shredded, and then you see a number of canvas frames from which the canvases have been hastily removed. Is anyone, and there's the closet with the open door and the padlock on the door. Are you just heading into the closet right away, or are you checking out the rest of the house? Because there's the doorway leading down,
I think,
and the door is open still.
to be honest, it'd probably be wise, like, to not light a gas light or something in here. Just
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Go in
daylight,
there.
so, I mean, is there...
It's still daylight. Yeah, I mean it's like
oh, okay.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's
February,
February,
so
yeah.
it's dusk, but it's not pitch black.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, in
let's-
haste, maybe go through some whatever we can before it gets too
I'm
dark.
sure we could find some more trouble before we get to the closet.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it.
Maybe he's got some sculptures hanging around.
All right.
Maybe there's another painting that will suck us somewhere else.
So you head down the stairs, and right at the bottom of the stairs there's the hallway. And in the hallway is where you left the body, the first body, right?
Mhm.
At the bottom of the stairs, who's walking down there?
I was never here before, so one of those two.
I guess I'm taking the front then.
So Sully's in the front, and
I'll
then
go second.
Samus, and then Declan. Come down the stairs, and you see a crumpled bathrobe at the bottom of the stairs. Crumpled pink housecoat, really.
Okay. No body.
No blood, no bodies, no nothing?
Do you move the housecoat? Do you inspect it closely?
Yeah.
Slide the housecoat apart, and there is a pile of human skin just laying there. No blood, just a pile of skin. Give me a stability check. Expended points?
No.
Okay.
I didn't declare before, did I? I got a 4.
All right. It's disgusting and unsettling, but you don't lose any stability.
What is going on?
I'm more disturbed that what was in that skin before is no longer there.
The policeman out in front of the house is probably a snake person. We could just be paranoid about everybody from now on.
So, is there any blood splatter? Any bodies? There's nothing other than a bathrobe covering a skin suit.
There's a bathrobe covering a skin suit right here in the hallway.
There could have been more than one snake person. We just didn't know. There could have been a second snake person.
I want
in the
to
house.
see if anybody has clean blood.
Around here? How are you going to check for that?
He's got
any-
his UV lantern with him.
Yeah, I carry that in my backpack.
Well, if there's no blood on the floor and no blood on the
There's no blood on the floor. There's no blood on the
At the
walls.
bottom of the stairs is the young man.
There is a very dead Shipley laying at the bottom of the stairs with a big bullet hole in his back, and there's lots of blood on the steps below him.
Put him in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can
Yep.
see that just looking over the edge. Note there are 4 doors
Yeah.
from here. 3 of them are open, I believe.
Well, they'll all be open soon, so let's go check it out.
Yeah.
It still doesn't really matter. The person that killed him escaped through the skylight. So we don't have a snake person as extra evidence. What else?
So somebody checking the locked door? Gonna pick the lock?
Yeah.
Who's doing it?
What do you
Samus or
want me-
Declan?
You want me to try?
Yeah, go ahead and try first. Sure.
I'll spend 1 point.
All right.
This is to get into the room behind the stairs.
Yep.
I'm shipping our crate to Cairo
Okay.
right now also.
All right.
And I'm sending it ahead.
Sure.
So
Well, it's
not-
going to be on the same ship that you're.
It'll
Right.
be in the
Not
warehouse
necessarily.
as evidence.
I'm sending it right now because if we have to go to Ireland or France. to
Okay,
get
so
to-
yeah, it's going to go to Cairo by way of.
I have a warehouse that
Okay.
I use there.
All right. Very good.
Here's my 1 point.
All right.
I got a 2.
Sure. The fact of the matter is, it's an interior house lock. It's not the most secure lock in the world. You're able to pick it. It takes a few minutes, but you do. And you open the door, and it's kind of stinky in here, but it's the smell of uncleaned person. Right? It's not some hideous alien insanity. It's just somebody that didn't clean up after themselves very well. Yeah, it's body odor. There's clothes strewn all over the place. The bed isn't made. It's a bit of a mess. There's the bed, a wardrobe, a dressing stand, and a wall closet. Is anyone taking a look around?
Yeah. Look around.
All right. Somebody has evidence collection.
I actually have a point to that.
All right. With a point of evidence collection, you happen to call to check the closet, and you find a small lacquered box stashed behind a hat box up on the shelf in the closet. When you open it, there is a small vial filled with a greenish colored liquid, kind of a fluorescent green, and there's a syringe in there as well. And the syringe is a 3 ml syringe, glass, and you can see that there's a stain up to the 1 ml line where it looks like it's been used to draw and inject whatever this greenish fluid is.
Hey, Samus.
And based on the volume, it looks like it's a 10 ml vial of it, so you think there's probably 10 doses.
Unknown liquid.
He could take it with him when he locks the door.
Well, luckily we know a couple of chemists. I'll hand that to you. You get the mystery liquid. Just don't poke yourself.
Okay.
Nobody wants to inject it now?
It does sound like a fun time.
Doesn't it, though?
What else is in the house, I guess? Other than a corpse.
Well, so you got the map.
Pissed off lizard lady.
Yeah.
You head downstairs to the first floor.
Yeah.
So we've got kitchen, sitting room, dining room, and the family room.
How about straight down to the basement before it gets too dark? We can't see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the main part of the basement is littered with lots of junk. Boxes, crates, broken furniture, the kind of stuff that piles up in pretty much every family's basement after they've lived someplace for more than, about 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Somebody want to give me? Somebody have evidence collection?
I have a point.
All right, you don't need to spend it. Just
Okay.
need to have it.
Yep.
Because when you're looking around down there, you find a brick along the far wall, and it opens when you push it as another door. And the moment you open it, you get this overpowering smell coming off of it. And it's the smell of reptile and snake. Kind of a musty odor, and it's very strong.
Gonna need that gun back.
Okay.
Who's going in?
Um,
Or are you? I mean, you can close the door. It's a perfectly viable option.
Nah, because I have a feeling if
there any-
Skin Lady isn't upstairs, this is where she's gonna be.
how lit
There
is
could
the
be a
area?
whole brood in there.
That's why I need the gun.
It's pretty dark, actually.
Is there any switch for lighting?
Yeah.
I want to flip a switch.
All right. Yeah, you light up the basement, so the light's on the main part of the basement, and you
Are
can
there
see that there's a
windows?
pull chain lamp. Yeah, there's windows.
So that means everybody outside can see lights on in the basement.
That is correct.
Oh,
That is
okay.
awesome. I'm so happy.
It's alright.
You can see a pull chain for the light, like kind of pull chain you'd usually have over like wash tubs, right over in that room as well.
Mm.
It's still kind of dimly lit, but you can see that there's some shelves on the far wall filled with jars or cans. It could be this is just the pantry.
But it smells like
A
lizards.
snake pantry.
Yeah, they might be canning whatever snakes eat. Crickets, right?
Yeah.
Babies.
I'll flip the light off.
All right.
I don't know if I want to explore that anymore.
I want to see it. Yeah, we're down here. Let's see what's in there.
Alright. I'm not going in that area though.
I will
So,
take back my handgun from you and go in there.
okay.
Okay.
I know that I Stabby McStab stirred a lizard person, and they are no longer where I left them stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
And this place smells like lizard. It could be here. Hopefully, horribly wounded.
So you're heading in.
I'm heading in.
You're not heading in. Samus?
I guess I'll go into my death with him.
Awesome.
We'll do it.
All right,
We'll
fine.
do it.
All right, so the two of you go into the closet
You got it.
upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You left the basement door to the
I have to
hidden area open,
Mm-hmm.
and you lock them in.
Yep.
And you climb back outside.
Yep, and I grab the rope. Or do I grab the rope? That could be the plausible exit for the murderer.
Well, there's a pile of junk leading up to the skylight.
Yeah, but I want to be as quiet as
Yeah, I know.
possible. I'm going to leave the rope.
Okay.
Because that's a plausible escape for the murderer.
Sure. All right.
All right.
Okay. And you make your way.
Yep.
And then you call Barrington.
Yep. And I sell him on the story.
Hold on.
Okay.
We're going to roleplay that.
All right.
So you give a call through to Inspector Barrington. And Mr. Declan, what can I do for you?
I don't know any other investigators or police officers other than you, but I am worried about two of my compatriots, that have been missing all day.
Do you... Well, that sounds like a matter for the London Police Department, not for Scotland Yard. In fact, they're Americans, aren't they?
They are.
Did you talk to your embassy yet?
I have not. I didn't know who to call.
You should probably start there.
Is there anything that you can do? I mean, how long is it going to take?
I'm a homicide detective, Mr. Declan. I'm not going to go... and I'm working a major investigation. I'm afraid I don't really have time to help a couple of lost tourists.
Well, they went to meet with someone. And
Well, have you tried calling that person? Or perhaps
I don't know. who they
going
are.
to visit them? You don't know who they were meeting.
I do know who they were meeting, but I don't know how to reach them.
Well, what's the name?
Shipley. And the first name is Martin. Got the first name. Robert.
It's Miles.
Miles.
It's in the newspaper article.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Shipley.
Miles Shipley, some eccentric painter.
Oh, the artist.
Yeah.
I do remember reading an article about his rather eccentric work, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's kind of why.
Why was he of interest to you?
This is
You were, after all,
Jackson-
following up on this murder case, weren't you?
well, and some other unusual things. Jackson Elias was interested in him, and if you remember our conversation earlier today,
So
there was
Jackson
sort of
thought this was a cult thing, too?
an unusual thing. We were just following up on some leads, and they agreed to meet up with this gentleman at his maybe studio or home, and they haven't returned. Nor has my carriage driver.
Let me take a look. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find an address for this Mr. Shipley. One moment, please. He sets down the phone. After a few minutes, he comes back to you and says, I think they're in Holborn Mews in Chelsea.
I'm going to play dumb. Where is that at?
Oh, Chelsea, it's a borough right on the Thames, West London. If you call a cab, I'm sure he'll be able to get you there.
Okay.
Your friends do know how to call a cab, don't they? You do have those back in the colonies.
Oh, we do. We actually have a carriage service, but
Very good then.
he's been gone all day too.
Well, I haven't heard about any catastrophic carriage accidents in the city today, but it's always possible that there might have been something. Did you try the hospital?
I have not.
I want to ring up the hospitals then.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
It probably works the same way that they won't even take your phone call until they're missing for 24 hours.
This could still work.
I mean, you could always eat
You go there.
Samus.
You go there, knock on the door, and the friendly cop, Patty, comes over to you, or Bobby comes over to you. My friend's been in there all day. We haven't heard anything from them. We're worried.
I mean, he saw me, and I can say, I've been scoping this place out trying to find my friends. And that's, not a lie.
Samus
better
probably
yet-
has some cheese in his pocket in case you're hungry.
Or better yet, you have a little bit of disguise, right? You don't have to look exactly the same way you do now.
That's true, too.
You can look more American, with a Stetson.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also hard to know if the cop got a really good look at my face. I just stood there for a second to light a cigarette and walk on by,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's the next step.
All right.
And he's a homicide detective. There's a dead dude at the base of a stairway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you might get called up on it anyway. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do.
Okay.
I think I'll play it off, though, where I'll
You
walk
just
up
need
to
the
the
Egyptian
carriage.
now to get really involved.
I'm gonna
No!
walk up. So I think
I
what
want
I'm
nothing
going
to
to
do with your juju.
after I get off the phone, I'm going to make my way to the carriage driver.
Sure.
I'm going to play the concerned Declan Steele.
Sure.
Like, where have you been all day?
Been sitting here waiting for Mr. Samus and Father Sullivan.
So
They've been in there for hours and hours. The police even came by and asked me to move the carriage. They said I'd been here for too long. But I said, well, my charge is inside. I had no choice but to wait. And they wanted to ask if I'd heard gunshots.
I give them a
Apparently.
description of you. Oh.
Apparently,
Doesn't take much for
you heard gunshots?
I didn't hear anything, but I'm afraid I may not have been paying perfect attention. Regardless, I didn't hear any gunshots. I'm sure if there had been, the horse would have been spooked. He's usually the first one to respond to any sort of off noises. Anyways, the officer's been standing here all day. Ever since.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you had to wait here all day. I have no idea.
So am I. It's not exactly warm weather.
Yeah, my apologies. You'll get a tip.
Very good, then, sir.
Please wait. I may need your service.
Yes, that's all I do, it seems.
Well, you could be driving all day. I'm gonna walk up to the apartment. Continue to play my role as the concerned person.
Sure, the officer stops you. Excuse me, sir, where are you going?
The painter's house.
Ah, yes, the Shipley residence. That's this one, but I don't believe anyone's home.
Officer, my friends have been here all day. As far as I know.
Were they the ones from the carriage?
Yeah.
Ah, well, a neighbor reported hearing gunshots at the residence, and
Okay.
neither of your friends carry a firearm, do they?
Not at the moment.
No, sir. We arrived 2 days ago.
From America, I assume?
Yes.
We left all our guns in them. I mean, everybody's got them there.
We were, and one of the things that my friends and I were going to do was meet up with this painter, which was scheduled today, and we were supposed to have lunch at the Blue Pyramid, and nobody showed, and our carriage driver has been waiting here all day for them to come out, and I find that highly unusual.
That is quite odd. Are you sure they're in the house?
I'm not sure, but they wouldn't leave without our driver.
That does seem reasonable. Well, perhaps we should knock again then.
Yeah, nothing about this seems reasonable.
So he walks up to the door, knocks stoutly on the door.
Did we hear knocking in our closet area?
So
Sam
he's
was
knocking on the front door
snoring
with his
I don't
hand.
hear anything.
You're 2 floors up inside a locked closet on the opposite wall of the house.
All right. Yep.
I don't think so.
No.
Is the door locked?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's possible they went out for dinner. I don't really know, officer.
Perhaps they did. Well, my shift ends shortly, and I've been standing here all day without much opportunity to really warm back up. I'm gonna report this back in. I'm gonna head back to the precinct to report things in, but I'm not comfortable with this whole situation. If you would be so kind to have your friends stop down to the precinct to let us know what happened when they turn up.
Sure.
Appreciate that very much. And your name was?
Declan. Steele.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Steele. Have a good day.
You too. Does he walk off?
He does.
Fucking A. All this time wasted.
No. Wasted.
Well, I am going to tell the carriage driver,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to hand him £5,
All right.
and I'm going to tell him to just go about his day. I apologize if we'll probably need a service again tomorrow. And is £5 enough?
Generous. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm really
Basically
sorry.
like a $50 tip.
Yeah. They must have gone out for lunch and just didn't report back to you. I don't know what to say.
Very good then, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
By this point, it's probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay, I'm just kind of wait for everything to settle.
The cop has walked off. The
Yeah.
carriage has driven away.
I'm gonna make my way back to find my way onto the roof, get back inside, unlock the door, and say, all suspicion. There is no suspicion about what is going on here. No cops are gonna come. I think if we just left, nothing would come of it.
So the plan now is to dispose of the body and
No.
leave. Leave the body there.
Yeah, the neighbors say they heard a gunshot. The cops maybe it's a little suspicious, doesn't feel right about what happened here, and requested that we go down to the precinct to explain where we were, because I expressed concern to try to get him to open the door, of which he did not do.
And we can play it up pretty easily. Be like, when we went there, he was very agitated, wanted to sell us paintings, and when we saw that we didn't really want him, he got so upset that he just pushed us right out the back door, and that was it.
That's the last I saw him.
Well, why didn't you take the driver then? If he pushed you out the back door.
Yeah, we gotta explain the driver.
Because as soon as we got pushed out
You should have killed that fucker.
because as soon as we went out the back door, there was already a carriage that was on the back streets. You just hailed that one.
Okay. Maybe in your frustration.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
So you're going to head to the precinct and give them that story?
Yeah, we'll head down there.
Okay.
Sure.
It takes probably an hour and a half to record that because any official anything takes an hour and a half.
Sure.
But
Just an hour and a half?
yeah.
Well,
You're not under suspicion for murder at this point, so
Yeah.
where do you proceed from there?
To Cairo.
Actually,
Got the new hotel.
I know that they're not physically present, but we do have 2 chemists within the group.
We
I
also
would
have-
like to know with them.
Right. Well, we
See if
also
they can do some
now have
tests,
2
find out
hotels.
what's
Actually, I don't think it's a bad idea that we have like a secondary hotel right now. So the fact that you 2 are staying at one place and I'm staying at another, I go back to our hotel to try to intercept Mustafa if he is there, and explain how ridiculous this entire scenario ended up playing out. That
They went to the precinct?
yeah.
So now that the
So there's a record.
coppers know that they were at the house and that they were the last people to see them alive.
Yeah, I think it was the smartest thing to do, in that if there was any suspicion, they wouldn't use the driver to track us all down.
But they disappeared.
According to them, they were here.
We were here.
They took another driver.
They better. Where?
Yeah.
Never go back to the scene of a crime. Or split the party.
Yeah. So, what have you been doing?
I was about to go to the Blue Pyramid.
I was about to say it's getting a little late. They should be open.
6 o'clock.
I made travel arrangements. I took a nap. Took a bath. Brushed my kitty.
Wrote
I
a
thought I
will.
didn't have any hair.
It's a lint brush.
Yeah. It's a lip
That's not the
roller.
kitty he was talking about.
This is what happens when you have a party that just like loves to overthink shit, which is great.
Hey, it was sound when it was in my mind.
I think you guys are in bigger trouble now.
Time will tell.
I think we'll be out of England before.
I hope so.
Any of this
Because
crap
I
goes
will sing like a canary. I'm sorry.
It's good to know where your loyalties are.
I did hint though that to Barrington that I was worried about them, and he is a murder detective. So if he may investigate this particular murder, which may point away from us.
And to be honest, we really don't have any records that they know of. So
Oh, you think?
when you think of somebody shooting somebody, you don't instantly go, "It was the priest."
Yeah, it was the American priest.
Even though I'm Irish.
Gun smuggling American priest.
Well, we all have our flaws. So
So yeah, Blue Pyramid sounds good after I bathe and calm down from the absurdity that occurred today.
Sure.
We need to buy Samus some nicer clothes.
But
It's
then
a
I
little
won't
late
blend
for
in.
that.
Yeah.
It's a little late for
how about
that
we
in the
hold
day.
off on the Blue Pyramid then until tomorrow evening?
We're leaving right after our meeting with the Penhue Cooper. I'm leaving.
To
Where?
Cairo.
Why
I
so
booked
soon?
this passage. Because,
There's a ship leaving as early as tomorrow to Cairo?
no, there's one going to
Grease.
Greece. There's ships leaving all over for everywhere all the time. I think we need to get out of here. Or as soon as possible.
I think there's a lot to explore here yet. We better
We
go-
could come back. You leave for a year or two, they might forget about it.
Yeah.
Things calm down.
I think when somebody goes into that house, we should be in, half a continent away.
I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that house right now. For enough time for us to finish what we gotta do here.
Are you willing to bet their freedom on this? Okay. I don't know what else we need to investigate here, other than
Well,
we
did
do
talk-
have about 20 Egyptians who have been killed brutally.
Yeah,
No,
no,
only 17 out of 19 were Egyptian. I don't know who the other two were. I wasn't there for the interview.
That's right.
if this.
But we also don't know what Penhue, the people at the Penhue Foundation have to say. So that meeting is tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Right.
Tea.
And I think we should do the Blue Pyramid because I suspect that both Brock and Diana would like to be here for that conversation. So we need to have a filler until then. And that filler right now is the Blue Pyramid.
Or we could leave town, but not.
Or we could go on another side quest. Those aren't dangerous.
Yeah.
There's a monster that lives out in the woods.
There's an
I
old
saw an
lady
article.
that knits a
Yeah.
lot that saw something scary.
Yeah, but the Blue Pyramid's right here, and tonight we can get in. And yes, that monster thing is great, but remember that is like a many-hour trip on train, and it is 6 o'clock. And do the trains run out there right now? Which means we'll be arriving there at what, 7, 8 o'clock?
Nothing
9
bad
o'clock?
happens at night.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
So-
going to the Blue Pyramid.
I think that's a good
I
idea.
need a drink. You
I need a
people
drink.
make me want to drink.
I need a drink too.
So we'll all get ready. We will-
Okay. I'm just saying this now, as we're getting into our. Hopefully, they send another driver in the afternoon because this guy's probably pretty tired.
And pissed.
I think that
It's a service, so yeah, you'll get a different driver.
Okay.
Ace might want to tip him very well.
I did. I gave him £5.
If this ever happens again, and Lord knows how many people will end up murdering by mistake or on purpose, but we should not return to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
It is a bad idea.
Yeah.
It seemed like a good idea. Luckily, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Very
This time. Okay, I think the Blue Pyramid is a good idea.
All right.
And if we need to,
It's a terrible idea, but we're going anyway.
yeah,
Words to live by.
yeah.
All right. So you guys head to the Blue Pyramid. And if memory serves, a couple of you went there earlier and became members.
I did, and Asada did.
There's your blue pyramid.
Oh yeah.
Did I already put the map out?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I can't find the map. All right. So there's a well-dressed doorman who answers the door and says, you just joined earlier today, didn't you?
We did.
Yes.
Very good. Please come in. Are these two your guests, or would they like to become members as well?
Our girlfriends.
I
They're our guests.
see.
Yes, they are our guests.
Very good then. And your names?
Father Cecil Sullivan.
Samus.
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Stairs or the lift?
Stairs are just fine.
Gestures for you. Head up the stairs then.
There's the lift. Cool.
Just so you know, we used aliases to become members here.
Why do you tell us that? No. It's alright.
I'm not becoming a member.
I don't think we should ever use our real names ever again.
We need to come up with real aliases. I don't really have one.
Mine is Kimmy Ali.
So, there's basically, when you head through the doors, there's a room on your left, which
And you also, I'm sorry to interrupt. You also told the detective that we were going to the Blue Pyramid too, or Pyramid. So we need to have a stick that we carry behind us and go like this to remove our tracks.
Yeah.
there is the coffee room, the ballroom, and the drawing room. So if you look at the map there on the upper floor, when you head up the stairs, there's only one door coming out of there. It leads to the hallway. The hallway towards the top of the map there is the coffee room. Beneath that, on the other side of the corridor, is the drawing room, and then there's the main ballroom. And you can hear music coming from the main ballroom.
I'll head to the main ballroom.
All of
They
you
probably
get-
have a pub or a bar there.
Yeah. All of you head to the main ballroom.
What time is it?
It's about, by the time you get here,
It's after
it's
6.
probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Sure. And we're probably. Wow, which room would they be serving food
So they would probably serve in the main ballroom or in the coffee room.
in? Right. Just wondering. But I'll follow everybody else in the main ballroom. That's fine.
Sure. Heading into the main ballroom, there are tables set up around. And then if you look at the far end of it, there's a stage show. There's a band up on the stage playing Egyptian music, and there are belly dancers moving between the tables, walking through as the waitstaff take orders. The belly dancers are putting on a show appropriately timed to the music that's being played. there's a quartet up on the stage, and the dancers are coming around soliciting for coins, basically, as they perform for each table. What are you guys looking for?
To get a table.
Food? Yeah, you're able to get a table without a problem. You order food, you order drinks.
I'm going to defer to him for what kind of food he gave. I'm not familiar with this cuisine.
What do they eat in Egypt? Like monkey brains and.
Yeah, Jackball, that's what we eat. We eat fucking monkeys. So it's the guy that eats trash. I'm going to have the kibbe and like a pine nut salad or something like that.
It looks like they'd like you to order for the table, so.
Bring us one of everything.
All right.
I'll look at the menu. There's nothing gross on here like squids or anything.
They've got candied locusts.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
That's candy. So we get in our Easter basket, except it's not Easter. It's something else.
But yeah, it's.
I'll order something good.
All right. So you order for the table. Food comes out in short order. You can watch the floor show as you're waiting. Is there anything specific you're looking to do? I mean, otherwise you're in a restaurant.
We should be looking for. We need to relax.
All the people that have been following us.
So
we
I
need
was
we
going
need
to suggest.
to.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do.
Is anybody watching us?
Because there was a person who was following us who walked into this place. So I kind of want to look around and see if I recognize anybody.
All right. Go ahead and give me sense trouble rolls.
There's always
Everybody.
trouble. There's no reason.
Sounds like
to
you're spending any points on it.
I won't bother.
I did declare, but
I got a 3.
I got a 6.
I'm gonna spend a point.
Me too.
Oh, nothing.
6.
A 3.
Okay, so I heard 2 6s, a 3, and a nothing.
Well, he rolled it and it was on his string.
So what was yours?
I got a 3.
Okay, so 2 3s and 2 6s. As you guys are sitting there, looking around, Mustafa and Father Sully both notice that 2 of the people, one sitting at a table over that way, one sitting at a table over that way, look very familiar. To the point that you realize you've seen them about London probably a dozen times over the past couple of days. You didn't realize that they were following you, but the fact that you're seeing them again here, you're pretty sure they've been following you.
Don't everybody look at once here, but 2 gentlemen in the back corners there. They're the ones who have been accompanying us around London.
Okay.
Does no one follow you around in America? That happens all the time where I live. We have hordes of people with that's just their only job is to follow people around. They're very good at it. The people who are following us around, not so much.
They are of Egyptian descent, right?
Yes. At least they appear to be.
So they're not professional Egyptian stalkers, is that what you're telling me?
No, they're not. They're probably. Well, I don't know what they are, but.
Can I tell if they are sort of like looking at us, or are they interested in the restaurant? Are they eating with anybody else?
At the moment, each of them is eating with several other people. Neither of them are watching you specifically at this time.
Okay. So maybe they don't realize that we're here?
Or they just have a lot more people with them now.
Yeah. I kind of want to take like mental note of the other faces
Sure.
of the people that are around that with that group
Mm-hmm.
on both sides.
It's 2 different groups,
Mm-hmm.
just to be clear.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we are going to eat. Is there anyone here that I would recognize?
Other than the people that have been following you?
Yeah.
No.
Are there any?
Wait, I take that back. There is someone you recognize. In addition to that, sitting up at the bar is a rather attractive young woman whom you recognize
From the spice shop?
from the spice shop.
Shafiq?
Spice
Or
Yes.
Zahara?
Is she
Zara
alone?
Shafi.
Zara.
Yes. She is alone.
Is there
She is chatting up the bartender.
is there a
Bar stool next to her.
I was gonna say, is there a drink on either side of her, like somebody's going to pee or something?
No.
Okay.
In fact, yeah, this is fair. Give me a sense trouble roll.
I like trouble. When it's in a skirt. 4.
It's very attractive trouble in a skirt, and the thing you notice that seems surprising is not the bar is crowded everywhere except around her, and you notice that about 5 feet of the bar on either side of her there isn't anyone, but the rest of the bar is crowded,
Maybe she smells funny.
and she's standing there smoking a long cigarette in a cigarette holder and talking to the bartender.
Any like bodyguards or anything like that, like lolling about?
Well, there's a couple of there's a
2
guy
big
standing over by
tables
the
with
door.
people following us.
Yeah, beside that. I mean around her. I mean around her.
No,
I mean, just in my mind, normally, like back in the States, you would say that's probably a gangster.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to
yeah.
go. But here, who knows?
So we have gangsters here.
London gangsters normally are women. But who knows?
I'm going to lick my hand and slick back my cowlick, check my fez, and gentlemen, I'll be right back. But I think we should, when we leave here, one of us should linger and see who's following us. And we should do that maybe in a rotation.
I could do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Make an excuse to go to the restroom or whatever. Everybody walks, gets in the cab, and then the next one takes a cab and follows a cab behind, maybe.
For right now, let's just enjoy our meal and you enjoy your company.
Okay, I will go approach her.
all right. You head over, and like I said, there's an open space in the bar in front and behind her. As you approach, she looks over, ashes her cigarette, sits down. Professor Ali, pleasure to see you here again.
It is more than a pleasure to see you.
You are too kind.
May I buy you a drink?
She picks up her glass, drains it, sets it down. Mine does seem to be empty.
As does mine.
What would you like?
I would like a white Russian, please.
And for the lady?
Whatever her heart desires.
She orders a Dom Perignon. She pulls out the champagne bottle, pops the cork, sets it on the counter after pouring her a glass, and pours your white Russian. So, Professor, you heard how good the food is here.
Indeed.
My shop does provide some of the spices. Have you had a chance to sample the cuisine yet?
Yes, I ordered for my friends, and they are eating like madmen. That they probably are. Look at them.
She looks over.
They have never had good kibbe before. Obviously, I cannot wait to take them to Egypt.
Be careful about where you go. Not everywhere is as well supplied as the Blue Pyramid.
That is for sure. I was an adult before I ever was able to eat this good. I grew up poor in the streets.
As did I. I struggled my way through the streets. But one learns things in the process.
East Side.
So, how long are you in London for?
Perhaps another week or so.
And what brings you to the fair city?
There have been some rumors of artifacts that I have been tracking down.
Indeed, what sort of artifacts?
Let's just say they were objects that were stolen from our homeland and belong to go back there.
It is tragic.
It would seem that the greedy hands of the oppressors have scooped up many things, and sometimes things fall out of those greedy hands, and it is my great joy in life to be able to return those to our homeland.
It is truly a noble quest that you follow. Is there a particular organization who you believe possesses many of these now?
There are many adventuring clubs and museums and universities on this island that have been stealing for years and years from our people.
Well, Professor,
do you know any?
It so happens, and she glances around, and as she does that, the space around you seems to grow a little wider and a little less crowded, and the bartender finds something at the other end of the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar stools kind of slide.
Yeah.
And she leans in and whispers in your ear, her hair brushing against your shoulder and cheek as she does so. I've heard that the Penhu Foundation has some very interesting artifacts that it would be so worthwhile to me if they were to return to Egypt. And her fingers kind of trace your jawline as she leans back.
We have an interview tomorrow with Sir You Umpty Squat. That dude.
Excellent. Some with the G, I can't pronounce it.
Gagnon.
Oh, do not say his name. His name is an embarrassment to our nation. He is the foulest sort of white devil. If you were to embarrass him in the process of recovering those artifacts, it would be a true triumph for us, one that I would feel a great deal of respect and gratitude for.
I would like nothing more than to burn the Penhu Foundation to the ground. They are nothing but rich dilettantes who get their jollies by stealing our people's treasures in the guise of scholarship. We went there when we arrived. I am a scholar, man. A scholar who believes in our people and loves that land and its heritage. The things that they were passing off as Egyptian artifacts were junk for the pablum for the masses. It makes me sick. It makes me sick.
As well it should.
I would like to
But I believe they have far more valuable things in their possession than anything they would have on display there.
I'm sure.
And a true hero could liberate them and then receive his rewards.
Is there anything specific I can grasp in the hands as I run them through with my scimitar?
Oh, I can think of things for you to grasp later. as they're having this interview and discussion, we'll come back to it.
We have to go to the restaurant. Not because,
Take your time.
A belly dancer comes over to the table and starts going through her routine. And she moves in close to Samus, actually, and starts shaking it right in front of you. Putting on a pretty impressive show.
Well, you know, I don't have any money to give her, so she's looking for coins. I can give her some crumbs. I can give her some food.
And she rests her hands on your shoulders as she's dancing. And then she leans in and whispers in your ear, "Meet me down the street near the arches at midnight. I know about the people who've been following you."
Do we all hear
I don't
that?
react.
No, she whispered it.
during
in
There's
your ear.
music and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't react at all.
And she kind of puts on a bit of a show as she's whispering in your ear, and then smiles and winks and dances away and puts on a similar dance for each of you, but does not whisper anything to you.
So do I think she's telling the truth or no?
You have assessed honesty?
I do.
You think she's telling the truth?
What could possibly go wrong?
I slip her coins.
Okay.
I refuse.
She seems to put on a little more of a show for you, with a smile on her face as she does.
Oh, the cultures.
When you guys notice over at the bar, I mean, she's rather distracting, but you also do notice over at the bar that Mustafa is blushing furiously
Okay.
while he's in conversation.
Yeah. Do I notice if anybody is watching them?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of people are watching them. I would go so far as to say, so there's probably about 50, 60 people in this room. There's probably 10 or 15 watching.
Are they all men? Are there a mix between men and women?
It's a mix.
Okay.
But they are all of Egyptian ancestry.
Okay. Do they look curious? Do they look angry?
A mix of anger and curiosity.
Okay.
Mustafa, is there anything further you wanted to discuss?
Did they
with-
make somebody angry?
No,
You
they
are.
did not.
Oh.
You seem, but that's its own. That's not something you're noticing right now. Your eyes and senses are probably rather distracted.
Mhm. Also, my dear, we have the names of the people who were murdered, right? The Egyptian, he gave us, Harrington gave us a list. We asked him for like a cover sheet.
We did.
I'm going to say that while I was, I received a cable and a friend of a friend, or a relative of a friend of mine, was murdered. And I, as someone who is a researcher, I have been doing some research on these terrible murders of our people that have been happening in this terrible city.
It is a wretched place, full of danger, but at the same time, there are things to be found in London that can be found nowhere else. And sometimes reward requires risk.
That it does. That it does. This does seem to be a nexus of some sort of power. I can't put my finger on it.
Do you want to spend a point of assess honesty when you say that?
Yes. I'm keeping an eye on her pupils.
You don't have to roll. You're spending the point.
Yeah.
So when you say a nexus of power, her eyes just shine with lust and desire. And, I mean, you get the clear impression that, yeah, power's a good thing. Power's what she craves.
Well, I must get back to my compatriots.
For now.
A very good evening to you, madame.
And a good evening to
And I
you
look
as well,
forward
Professor.
I look forward to putting those objects stolen from us into your hands.
As do I.
And I will walk carefully back to the table.
As you head back, you see a belly dancer stepping away from the table. Stepping away from Father Sully, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was interesting.
Beautiful, though.
Yes, all God's creatures are beautiful. I just don't need to see the beauty so up close.
Says you.
I thought you were a man of the world, Father.
I'm a man of God before I'm a man of the world.
So, how was your conversation with the pretty lady?
She is full of lust for power. She also believes what I believe is that the Penhue Foundation is full of dirty thieves. She's also said that they are hiding something powerful and important from the public that they don't show anyone else.
Interesting.
Who is this lady?
She is the spice shop owner. It's right across the street, pretty much.
And are spice shop owners normally feared or revolted?
I don't think they are afraid of her so much as they are keeping a respectful distance. Clearly she is very important in this circle.
Yeah, I agree. I saw you had a lot of lookers.
It has been many years since I did more than just pass through from London to the States. So I don't exactly have my pulse on the situation, but I can find out some more information from people I know here about who she is.
Well, there were a lot of people looking that didn't seem too pleased.
At what?
You talking with her. And, oh yeah, never mind. You already know about the groups of people who we've recognized too as followers.
Perhaps next time we come to London, we should stay in Little Italy.
Yeah. So, did you?
I don't see any obvious cult murders happening tonight here.
That was,
The night's still young.
yeah. Forgot. These
It does
people.
bring up a good point. I'm pretty tired. How late do we want to stay here?
Yeah, calendar. Just want to see it real quick.
Thank you, Samus. Did you tell us that the belly dancer whispered to you?
Well, I'll mention it as things wind down. I don't know if she told you guys either. I mean, you guys all got a belly dance or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just wondering if it was spit out in casual conversation.
Go ahead and mention
because
it
I said nothing.
In character, please.
Oh, so when he comes back to the table, we'll wait for him to come back, I guess. That dancer girl wants to meet us at 12 o'clock tonight, down the street. She said she had some information,
About?
so I don't know.
She wants to meet us or you?
Well, she only asked me, but I don't know. If you guys want to come or whatever.
Interesting.
Maybe if you guys come, she won't show up. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I am the next victim of the...
Then we should all go. Interesting. Well, we definitely need to kind of... I don't think we should all go. For this reason. If we're followed, then they're going to follow us to her. And if she's going to tell us about who's following us, it's probably not a good idea to have them know that she is going to tell us about that. So we should maybe...
I doubt somebody would say, meet me somewhere. I can tell you who's following you and not have thought of that. I'm just...
Yeah, that's
my
true.
idea there. I mean,
True, right. She knows that we're being followed and she can just be standing there. Hey, I'm over here.
Maybe she's part of the group that's following us. That's why she knows.
True,
so
too.
another reason why
Yeah.
we shouldn't let Samus just walk into a
Trap.
trap.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I would definitely go.
Yeah.
But I think we should have a trail.
Of breadcrumbs?
No.
So in case we get lost.
Somebody trailing the group at all times.
I
We
could-
should probably switch that around.
Do that.
And
What did you say to meet you at?
Some kind of Archie's down the street.
Okay.
Okay.
I just know the time. I know it's down the street.
I will stand. Whenever we decide to leave to do this, I'll stay back and just to make sure.
I think probably the safest place is in public.
And that's maybe what the arches are, sort of like a
Yeah,
public
but
square.
I mean, I
of
don't
sorts.
think anybody is going to. I would say that if we left here, then perhaps you guys, we want to make sure who they're following. I would say probably me. I have done business in this town before, and I am Egyptian. You guys are never been to London before, and unless they're Interpol trying to track down,
Who murdered all those people in New York?
right?
maybe?
It's less likely.
You know what though? Samus
I
was the
purposely
one.
did not cable anybody in London
Mhm.
to let them know I was coming.
And the first person that we saw being followed was Samus. When we were at the that world expedition.
And the place that I went that you guys did not go was the museum.
That's right, but we didn't know that we were being followed then, so you very well may have been followed then. We just weren't observant enough at the time until we saw somebody at the whatever that World Fair thing is.
The British Empire Exposition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should leave here, and then we should try and discover who is
We need to
trailing
know.
us,
Yeah.
and then
That's the best idea. This is a good lead.
one or more of us can come back and meet the belly dancer.
Yeah. What time does this place close?
I think it's open till midnight.
Okay.
Let me double check that.
All right.
No, 1 a.m.
Okay.
She said to meet her when?
Midnight.
Midnight.
So let's leave at 11:40.
I think we need to get well away from here before we double back.
So like 11.
Yeah, and we need to probably not here at the table discuss like how we can like everybody get on the tube like one car apart from each other, that kind of stuff.
Everybody go in different directions and then come back to Piccadilly Circus and then come back to the Arches.
That's yeah.
Okay.
But I think if we go in different directions, then we can't keep an eye out for who's following him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
2 and 2.
Yeah, sure.
As you do this, I just feel obligated to mention the first thing you said tonight.
Don't split the party?
Yeah.
That wasn't him, so who cares? It was you.
No, I think that it would work better if we had somebody lag behind and that person lag behind each time be different. Like insight, but I mean, like, hey, we're going to the
This
tube.
problem's going to happen every week because logically certain people aren't going to be good in certain things. Like, you know, he doesn't want to go to the police. I don't want to go to the police department either. So, I mean, if we're all as a group doing everything as a group, it's safer as far as if we get attacked, but it's not logical as far as like the story development goes.
Yeah. And the one other problem is that if we're all being followed, like individually, and we don't necessarily haven't seen who's following all of us. We've just seen someone following him. I think we've seen somebody following you, maybe. But
yeah, I'm not
maybe
saying
I'm
we
being
always.
followed, and then if I'm following the person who's following him, then that means that my back is exposed, and if anything happens to me, then no one's there to
Well, they
help
have
me
those
out.
big traffic circles in England, right? We'll just walk around the traffic
Yeah.
circle.
Well, let's all stay together, but we'll take trains. We'll go from Soho to, to the Thames, and then come
Yeah.
back. I mean, we got an hour of riding around. Whoever is following us, especially at that time of night, I can't imagine the undergrounds being excessively full. It'd be harder for them
What
to
night is
follow.
it?
I think it's Tuesday.
It is a Thursday.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
5th.
Thursday at midnight
Yeah.
in February. If anybody's following us, there's probably a good chance that we're going to see
It's
them.
Thursday. It's midnight. It's February, but it's still London.
Okay. I don't know how 24 hours London is in 1925.
It's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's New York.
Exactly. I mean, it's New York times 10,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
So, yeah, there are people up and about. But the two nearest stops is a Piccadilly Circus stop and there's an Oxford Circus stop for the Underground. Which one were you heading toward? You're pretty much middle between them.
Easily backtrack.
Yeah, I think what we should do is get on the train, go 2 stops, and then walk back, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that'll take an hour.
Yeah, and that way we get a good idea. Maybe take like circuitous routing,
Okay.
so we can either A, notice a tail, B, shake a tail.
And the four of you are walking together as you're heading toward the first Underground stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thought somebody was gonna hang back.
All right, who's going to hang back?
I'll hang back the first time. I'll go to the.
Okay.
I mean, how far? Like that's the question. I mean, that's the concern. If something happens to you, we're not going to know that you're.
Right, I'm gonna count to 30 and then follow you.
Okay, so you're not like.
No,
You're
not
not-
like an hour. No.
Okay, so you can just like,
I wanna be
hey,
able
and then
to-
like we'll be within
Right.
shout distance.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, you guys start heading toward the first Underground stop, and I don't know why I'm even asking, but go ahead and make sense trouble rolls for me and tell me if you're spending any
I
points.
just assume we're in
spending any
trouble all
points.
the time.
I got
A 3.
5.
Let's see how many more points I got left.
6.
I believe through quite a few the last sessions.
You know what? I haven't. I'll spend
I'm
one
going
more.
to before I leave, while these guys walk out, I'm gonna move the tassel on my fez over to here, and I'm gonna also take a book of matches from
All right.
the table and put them in my breast pocket.
All right, very good.
Actually,
Is there significance to that?
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the matchbook and take a match out and put it on the table,
Okay.
unstruck, and then put them in my thing.
All right.
I got a 4.
Okay. So 4,
6.
6, 3,
5.
5. All right.
Count to 30 and then follow.
So you guys are heading out, and pretty much everybody but Samus
Things are
notices. What's that?
Things are fine.
Yeah, right. Things are fine.
whole bar
Notices
gets up
that
and
there
follows
is a group of 4 women walking behind you,
and they are actually all dressed. It's kind they're wearing like a woolen coat over their outfit, so it's kind of hard to tell, and a hat and a scarf, so it's kind of hard to tell what they look like, but they do seem to be heading the same way as you, and you're fairly confident that they came out of the club.
What kind of shoes are they wearing? Flats, or are they heel?
Yeah, no, they're wearing flats.
Okay.
Might be nothing.
Yeah.
Might be nothing.
Well, I mean, first stop is our first stop.
Yeah, so
So I'm behind these ladies. Do I notice anything?
You know what? You had a 6.
Yes.
You actually notice that from the way they're moving and the way their coats are moving, that they're carrying something underneath their coats. And there's like something heavy kind of moving, like a walking stick or
shotgun.
could be a shotgun underneath their coats.
They wouldn't have shotguns. They might have cudgels with a spike in it.
That's
Okay.
possible.
I'm going to roughly calculate, based on my age and how much I smoke, how quickly I can get to them if they start murdering my companions.
And how close? What is
And
the goal
I'm going
range?
to close the distance to within a 5-second sprint.
So 5 seconds after Samus dies, you want to be able to get up to them.
Yeah.
All right.
He wants to be able to catch my body before it hits the ground.
Maybe shove that finger in the artery that just got punctured.
All right. So yeah, you move up, and what do you guys do about the fact that there's a group of women following you?
I nudged Samus. I said, we're being followed.
Huh?
Well, they may not be following. They
Put my
might be-
hands in my coat pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort for the one hand with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Real comfort with the other hand with the
You guys are
handgun.
just being
Okay, so you
pure
have the gun back now.
Maybe.
I thought there was some discussion of leaving the gun in the.
He discussed it.
Okay.
We put the paint.
No, I suggested it and he rejected it.
Okay.
That was the way it went down.
Yeah, he didn't want the gun with the.
Right, because it's a murder
Murder
weapon.
And I didn't want to give it up.
It
at
belongs,
all.
it belongs at the bottom of the Thames. But
It's seen me through quite a bit.
All right.
if you're being followed by women, it's not, you're unlikely to be in danger.
Okay.
Unless
You've never
it's-
met Bonnie and Clyde, have you?
Have you
So-
ever heard of Queen Nefertiti?
So as you're heading down a portion of the street, 2 street lights on either side of you flicker and go out, and this part of the street abruptly becomes very dark. And you hear running footsteps approaching you
From behind us.
from behind you, and you look and see 4 women holding raised clubs charging at you.
There were clubs.
Nobody else. Nobody else around.
Nobody else is around, and it's really dark.
Pull the gun.
Wow.
Drop your weapon.
All right. So you're pulling the gun and trying to intimidate.
Yeah. I will also try to intimidate.
And what are you doing to try to do that?
I will get into a fighting stance.
Mm-hmm. And are you saying anything? Or?
You better do as he says, ladies.
I'll run to the other side of the street.
All right. So you're gonna flee.
Well, not away, but parallel. I'm not running away from them. I'm running at a 90-degree angle.
It's still fleeing.
It is.
Heroically.
Yeah.
Did these women follow them out of the Blue Pyramid?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Were they dancers? Belly dancers?
You can't really tell based on the way they're
based on the scarves and the jackets and everything. It's possible.
Well, I would have seen them girding themselves for the weather.
You did
right?
not. They were dressed by the time they
Now,
passed
when
you.
they lifted their cudgels in their arms, I could see that would make their coats come up, so I could see.
You would
their
think so,
feet
but
at
they put
least.
but the lights went out first.
Convenient. Do
Terribly.
they yell or anything?
Oddly,
Ululate?
no, they have not.
Anything like that? I wonder if I should intercede in this jihad or not. No, I
Join
I
their
will,
side.
I will
Pull a sword
Attack
cane
the
and attack
Europeans.
us. Die, white devils!
I'm going to pull my sword cane, and go
All right.
towards the fray.
Both of you guys give me intimidate rolls.
I'll spend my point.
All right.
Good thing. I got a 3.
Okay.
I will spend a point as well.
All right.
I got 7.
Okay. Father, woman comes in on you, swinging a club, and she's trying to duck underneath your gun, and in the process misses you cleanly. One was coming for you, and she kind of pivots and turns and swings right at your gun hand with the club instead. My God, I rolled 1s for both attacks and misses it.
Cool.
One of them, give me your fleeing roll.
I'll spend a point.
All right.
I got lots of those. I got a 2 total. I'm sure they'll catch up.
She does come running and catches up on you and takes a swing with her club. And that will get a hit for 6 points of damage. Health damage as it clunks into your back.
Okay.
And finally, one more takes a swing at Father Sully and cracks it right down onto the wrist where you're holding your gun for 4 points of health damage. And lastly, Mustafa, you've seen these women attack your friends. 3 of them ganged up on the priest and 1 on the bum.
I don't think he's a bum. I think he's just
Misunderstood.
a habitat challenged person. I'm going to Has he been molested yet?
He hasn't.
Okay, and he's near the father, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run towards Samus and the Amazon attacker.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is since I'm behind her, I'm gonna run up behind her and I'm gonna slice her, crushed her hamstrings.
Awesome.
And
Give me a weapons roll.
2.
You swing for her hamstrings, but scrape along the cobblestones instead.
Okay.
Now she knows you're there.
Yes, she does. Round 2.
I'm not gonna kill
I'm
anybody
fighting.
unless I absolutely.
I pull my knife. I attack.
All right, so you're pulling your knife
That's what happens
to
when
attack.
I get beat up.
What are you planning on doing?
I'm going to take the cane part of my sword cane that's just in my other hand, and I'm gonna whack her over the head.
All right. Declan?
I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try to disarm her.
All right. And
Like either put her in some kind of a wrist lock and break
so
her wrist.
one of the
or,
one. Which one?
one of the 2 that is attacking
3.
himself. Ah,
There's 3 on there.
okay. One of the 3 then.
Yes.
The one nearest to me.
All right.
The one who was off balance when she swiped
Okay.
and missed. That
Sure.
was one.
And Father?
Can you do 2 things at once?
Depends. What 2 things do you have in mind?
Punch and shoot.
Probably not.
Alright, then just shoot.
Do you still have your gun?
Yes, I do.
All right.
She didn't knock it out of your hand.
Yes.
Put it up right up to her so it muffles the shit sound.
I'm going to do whatever is effective.
So you're going to take a shot
Yes.
as she swings her hammer. Are you spending points?
Yeah, I did. I got a 4.
You got a 4. You go to take the shot at her, and just as you pull the trigger, she slams the weapon down on your forearm for another 4 points of health damage.
Ouch.
How much are you? How many points have you taken at this point?
I got 2 left.
Give me a firearms roll, because I have a feeling you're gonna drop the gun.
I got a 5.
You do not drop the gun. You hang on to it. Declan, you said you were taking a swing at one of them?
Yeah, I'm gonna try
Punching?
to break her wrist or kick or whatever. She's a little off balance.
You're
from her-
unarmed, right?
I am.
Alright, so that's going to be scuffling.
Yep.
Tell me if you're spending points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
8.
You get a... She swings and misses with the bat, and you get a punch right in on her... well, let's...
Find
No.
out where you punch her.
Nope. I know what I want to do. I
Alright.
want to grab her hand
Uh-huh.
and I want to pull that cudgel out of her hand.
Alright, give me a... Yeah, you beat her by a bunch. Alright, that's fair. Yeah,
Okay.
you yank the cudgel out of her hand.
Cool.
You now have it, and she is disarmed.
Great.
I'm just smacking that lady over the head.
Yeah, give me a closed
And I
weapons
use
roll.
that term loosely.
Yeah.
I'm a point a point.
Alright.
2.
So you go to swing it, and she ducks under and slams the bat down on the arm that was holding it for 6 points of damage.
Jesus.
Give me a weapons roll.
4.
Okay, you drop the cane,
Oh.
because that
okay.
hurt a lot.
How many points?
6. Samus, you
I
were going to
attack.
stab her?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm not holding back. I got hit pretty
Are you
hard.
spending points?
That would be weapons.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll spend one of those.
Alright.
It seems reasonable. A 5.
Alright, you hit. Give me a damage roll. Go ahead and add 2 to the die roll.
5.
5. Alright. You stab down on her, and with your swing of the knife, she was currently distracted by Mustafa, and you jab the knife right into the side of her throat, and arterial spray goes flying out, and she collapses to the ground.
Cool.
Another round!
Well, it's not like I wasn't defending myself, unlike other people who
You don't have to
kill people.
justify this.
I think
People want to kill us. It's been happening for a while now.
You're
I'm going to shoot
shooting again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat this chick with the bat side, not the spike side.
Alright.
I'm gonna.
The woman you were fighting just collapsed to the ground in
Yeah,
front
I
of
mean,
you,
I'd-
spraying blood everywhere.
I took like over half
Yeah.
health damage.
Yeah.
me too.
D&D, that would be bloodied.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I'm
you're-
bloodied. I'm going to say ow.
Stagger away.
Yeah, and walk over towards the melee over there.
Walk
After
or
you grab
join
your
the
sword.
melee over there?
I'm gonna walk towards the melee,
All right.
brandishing my sword.
Alright.
Yeah, we're one
Like the
running action
owl.
away. Because
Yeah.
I ran one
Yeah.
action.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll run toward the other group.
You'll be able to engage if you run.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll run, I guess.
Alright.
I'm in my, wombat.
Alright, awesome. So let's start with our murderer of the day.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Full attack with the knife.
Alright, so you
Whoever's closest.
bring a knife to a blade fight. Give me a roll.
3.
She scores. You swing, and as you swing the knife, she's got reach on you with
Mhm.
the bat, and it slams down on your knife arm for 7 points of damage.
I'm -5.
-5. Hold on, I have to actually look up that roll. That's when you get that low, that's bad.
I'm down, guys. Medic.
Wait, who is the cleric?
There is no cleric.
Damn it.
Hmm?
There is no cleric.
We need cleric.
Oh, this is not good.
All right, you're hurt. You've suffered no permanent injury beyond superficial cuts and bruises, but the pain makes it impossible to spend points on investigative abilities and increases the difficulty number of all tests and contests, including opponents' hit thresholds by 1. If someone has first aid, they can spend first aid points to help you recover health.
But you go down.
No, he doesn't go down.
Oh. But he takes...
That's yeah, he's injured.
Alright.
And you're at all tests and contests increase, the threshold increases by 1. So that was Samus. Mustafa.
Whoever whacked Samus,
Mhm.
I'm gonna stab with my sword.
Excellent.
Make a weapons check. Spend a point.
Alright.
4.
You hit. Give me the damage roll and add 1. Actually, go ahead and add 2. Yeah, that's fine.
7.
7.
You run her through the middle, and she collapses to the ground, looking at the blood pooling in her chest area.
Is she exposed? Is she a belly dancer?
She is not a belly dancer.
Was she
She was
dressed
one of the wait staff.
Ah. I should not have eaten.
I told you they were feeding us monkey brains.
So that was
That would have been more efficient, wouldn't it? Just to
1,
fucking poison
2
us?
down. There's 2 left, right?
Yep.
But then they would have got fired. Good job.
He is hurt.
Don't
He is
shoot
hurt,
anybody,
and-
please.
He's standing there drooling right now.
Yeah. But she is...
The one that hurt
Down.
him is...
There's 2
Down.
down.
Yeah, just got skewered.
What's it look like the lady who I grabbed the weapon from?
Can we
What does
not
it
call
look
them
like she
ladies? Clearly they're not ladies.
Yeah.
She's,
My mom is a lady. These bitches.
She's
are
still
not
itching
ladies.
for a fight. She has a feral expression on
They're
her
not going to
face.
back down.
Okay.
That's what they.
I swing at her.
They're going to kill us or we kill them.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I didn't hold back.
I will spend a point in weapons.
All right.
Five.
All right. She leaps in, and you take the swing just as she jumps over it, and you see she has rather long fingernails, and she scratches with both hands across your face for 4 points of damage.
All right. Does my bat smack her across the face?
Does not.
Holy moly!
Yep.
Fucking ninjas.
Wow.
All right. I got to use it before I die. Dodge this. I got a 5.
You hit. Give me the damage roll.
And that is a 1 plus whatever.
Point blank, you put a round right into her forehead, and she collapses to the ground. So was that the first or second gunshot that went off?
Second.
Second.
Yep.
All right.
So we start to hear whistles.
You do. There's still 1 left.
I think new round.
Yeah. New round. Who's are you shooting?
Well,
Are
if
you
I start
planning on continuing
hearing,
to shoot?
if we still hear whistles,
Yeah, you definitely hear whistles.
yeah, it's time to go.
I can't even use any points to run.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
I see that you're pretty addled, and this woman is disarmed.
Yeah, but she's like
I'll
jumping
just-
on me and trying to claw my eyes out.
Time to use the butt of the gun then
All right.
to attack her. So that would turn that into
Weapons.
weapons. Do I have any weapons? I think I got some weapons.
I'm gonna do another point.
Yeah, I'll toss a point in weapons and
All right.
smack her with the gun.
Yeah.
3 on that.
3 as well.
What are you doing?
I'm running away, crawling away.
Yeah, you can
Whatever.
amble away.
As they hit her,
Yeah.
when the blows land,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick her in the back of the knee
All right.
to like make her legs crumple.
Give me a scuffling roll.
Let's spend a point.
All right.
3.
All right. So I heard 3s all around.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yahtzee.
Go ahead and roll me scuffling, weapons damage, and weapons damage.
I'm not trying.
Firearms damage. Yeah, no, it was weapons and weapons.
I'm not doing lethal damage.
That's fine. Damage is damage in this game, unfortunately.
4.
All right, 4, 4, 2. All right. You guys smack into her, and she collapses to the ground. She doesn't look like she's dying. She looks like she's just concussed and knocked out.
It's time to run.
No.
What do we want to do? Because we have like 10 seconds before they come here.
Yeah. If we would have run them through, but now that we shot them with the gun that's already shot people.
Yeah, no one's gonna know that.
These are the exact weapons that have been used to kill the people.
It's 1925, man.
Well,
A
my
gunshot
knife-
wound is a gunshot wound. I mean, they're not going to be able to, like...
Well, I
Back
don't know. I don't think we should run, honestly. I mean, these are the weapons that have been killing Egyptians in the cities. A club with a spike in it, correct?
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I were to take the gun and, let's say...
Put it in one of their hands.
I don't think that's going to work.
They shot each other.
In the melee, they shot each other?
That seems like a plausible
Or you
idea.
pulled it out of their hand and shot them with it.
That's somewhat plausible.
Well, then that's even scarier.
But you're right. We have a murder weapon that has been is close to the description of
You do have an unconscious assailant, too.
yeah, and some unconscious, right?
You want to let the police question them, or do you want to question them? Or
Well, we hear police coming,
Mhm.
so
I continue
We
to
will-
stagger away while they debate.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's true too. Samus needs help. We have someone here we can interrogate.
I'm gonna help Samus out. I actually have first aid.
You don't. You spend a point.
Okay.
Every point of first aid you spend, you get 2 health back.
This is nothing personal, but we would be much better off if he was the one who was prone to gun violence. Because he at least is an investigator, you know what I mean, and could, in some municipalities, carry a gun.
There you go.
Sure.
But if we're questioned,
Yeah, I mean, I can't be. We can't be
Harrington
questioned.
himself told us what the murder weapons were.
Right. Everything you're saying is right, but there's a gun involved here, and it's
Right.
illegal to have a gun
I
here.
know.
And if any of us have a gun,
Why we
we're
should
in trouble.
not
You got
use
it off of one of these.
I don't
Okay.
own a gun.
Okay. So then we're gonna
You were
let-
able to disarm him.
so we're not gonna interrogate this woman.
Yeah.
I think we
How-
should leave this to the police.
Okay. That's,
That's what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
in that case, then yeah, let's just get out of Dodge.
All right. So you wanna flee?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you want to do? How close?
Samus is messed up. I put a Band-Aid on him, basically. He's
Mhm.
still concussed.
I mean, do
I'm
you
hurting pretty good.
Want to stick around? Let them kind of go on their way.
I see. It's going to be guilt by association. So
We were jumped and we took care of the assailants.
If you guys are
But we
staying,
cannot-
we all stay. If you guys go, we all go. That's how it's got to be.
Yeah, I think we should all stay. Plus, we might be able to get him real medical care.
well, the problem is the gun.
They had it, we took it and shot him.
It's an American gun.
It's a Colt 45.
Those
It's like
so
the most
many billions
common-
of them were made for the Great War that you could get them anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like saying, man, they got a Luger and it's 1945. Where did they get a Luger from? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the most common handgun. It still
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. These people are the people that have been murdering.
All right. So we need to decide right now. If you want to stay, we all stay. If you want to go, we all go.
We need to get him help.
And I think if we stay, the cops come, see his condition, they'll get
This
help.
is, I mean,
Keep
we're
in
only
mind,
we're only slightly horrible in this scenario, only because we had a gun.
the thing to consider is you're not going to get a chance to question this woman
Yeah.
who had the weapon if you turn him over to the police.
Yep.
Right. But I mean, are we responsible for tracking down and busting up every? Why can't the Scotland God bless
It's
it
the
yard?
end of the world. If we don't stop these people, the world will end.
Oh, man.
And she's knocked out.
She's knocked out.
We're gonna have to carry her
Into
and
an
him,
alley.
You don't have to carry me. I can still kind of walk.
and
You're just hurt.
all the other cultists we've tried to interrogate in the past have not been particularly
Yeah, the last cultist we interrogated talked about how much he liked to fornicate with elephants.
right.
It was
So-
not really
in
productive.
Swahili too, and we don't have a linguist, so if she starts babbling in some non-Egyptian language,
Yeah, I think.
Well, we need to make a decision now. 'Cause they're-
yeah,
I continue to stagger.
Yes.
Also-
Whatever works, guys. I'm fine.
Also, they're gonna take your gun, just so you know.
Yeah, we should probably just grab this woman and go
where?
anywhere other than here.
You're in Soho. You can find a dive apartment.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, dive hotel room.
Did
That they
the
rent
lights
by
come
the
back
hour.
on? Street lights come back on?
No, you look and see somebody threw a rock and shattered the gas lines.
Somebody.
They did.
Which, no.
Oh.
Because he would have seen them throw something.
Not
Okay.
necessarily.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's grab her and let's go. Grab her and go.
I don't think she's gonna give us any information.
We'll find out. If she doesn't, worst we're out is a dive hotel room in Soho with a bound person that an anonymous tip can say, hey, there's a killer at this hotel room.
I think we should stay and let the Harrington handle this cult.
And we won't be able to meet the lady at midnight.
I think that was a setup. I'm not going back there.
No. Let's grab her and go. Let's grab her. Worst comes to worst, you can anonymously tell Harrington.
You can get another gun somewhere.
I'm not talking about that. We won't get this information.
Which
We're not gonna. They're gonna haul her away. We're gonna get a lot of questions asked on us.
this is not our job. This is not our town. We came for information about Penview, and believe me, I'd like to find out who's killing the Egyptians because I'm an Egyptian. And
Not
they tried to kill
Egyptians.
us.
Who's trying to kill us?
Right.
We were not randomly selected. They wanted to kill us,
Yes.
which means they know us.
Well,
that makes it our
Technically,
problem.
they wanted to kill you.
So that goes against everything you were talking about, because you're the only Egyptian among us.
Well,
So if they were just going after a random
right,
Egyptian,
that's
it
why
would have been
I
you.
don't- that's why we should let Harrington figure this out.
Nah. I want to find out who wants to kill us.
These ladies wanted to kill us, and they work
I
at the
continue to run
Blue
away.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
Is
I-
there anywhere particular you're running
Like
toward?
an alley.
Yeah.
All right.
We just
He's got the
run
right
in a
idea. All right,
circle.
let's go. I'll pick the lady up.
Sure. So you got the lady hoisted. You're stumbling away. You're stumbling away.
I'm silent, just
Did you
following.
drop the bat, or are you still carrying the
No,
bat?
I'm gonna drop the bat. I'm gonna leave it with the other victims.
I'm gonna retrieve my cane.
Sure. Reassemble it.
Yeah.
Clean it. Wipe it off on
Yeah,
something.
you could stay back solo. Look, I killed all these girls. I'm the hero.
Except for the fucking gun. Sorry.
Yeah. So you're going with them too.
Yeah.
All right. You guys.
We'll rely on his streetwise expertise to find a nondescript.
You find
What
you
What money will?
attempt to discreetly
Well,
find a hotel
enough
room
money makes anything.
where
discreet.
it's okay for a priest and Egyptian and two other Americans to carry a unconscious woman into the hotel room. Sure. No one's going to remember that.
That's why there's money.
Yeah. Okay.
You said you were going to spend some first aid to heal Mom. How many points are you spending?
I got 2, so I'll spend one of them.
All right, so you get 2 health back. Is anybody else trying to do any kind of healing?
I have a point of first aid. I don't know if I can heal myself.
You sure can.
I'll spend it.
You
Then
get
I'm
2
at
more health back.
I'm gonna use a point.
-1 doesn't sound so bad. It sounds like I'm just like bleeding a little.
I'm gonna use a first aid on myself,
On yourself? All right.
so I get 2 back.
Mm-hmm.
As we tie this chick up,
Sure.
I'll try that. When she starts to wake up, I will try that age-old trick that they do in all the
You know what we
movies.
could do? We could inject her with the green stuff and see what happens.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna start.
Uh,
I'm gonna start like covering her eyes and start talking to her in Egyptian,
Okay.
not interrogating her, but to see if she'll talk.
What do you say?
Like, you're my back among friends. What happened to the? Did you kill the imperial swine? I will say this in Egyptian.
All right. Which friends?
The friends. Your friends.
Chandler.
Wait a second. The Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh. And Sisterhood, of course. Correcting pronouns.
Do you have...
I will whisper that in her ear.
All right. Trying to decide what skill...
There's no lying skill in this game. There should be, of all skills that are needed, the
Do you have
lying-
reassurance?
Yes.
Do you want to spend a point of reassurance?
I
That's close
do.
enough to lie. Reassurance.
Very much, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You don't have to
3.
roll. You just spend a point.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I do not know. One of them struck me, and I passed out before we could complete the murders. Before we could complete the sacrifice.
Alas, they were not successful. You were the only one that survived.
This is tragic news.
You must tell me, who is your contact?
Zara sent me.
What did she say?
Zara sent me.
Zara sent you?
Of course.
I will tell her you fought well, my sister.
I did. I fought in the Brotherhood's name.
You are a hero, a true hero of the Brotherhood.
Thank you, wise one.
Do we have any medicine to knock her out or anything like that?
Yeah, there's this vial of green stuff.
No. Why don't you just fucking shoot her?
Let's see. How much sympathy will I have for someone who's going to turn me into a sacrifice?
Well, in fairness, she did say it in Egyptian.
Oh, that's true.
No, got nothing.
Okay.
Just gag her, blindfold her, keep her tied in the bed.
Yeah. Just keep her blindfolded.
Mm-hmm.
I say, you know what? I'm gonna squeeze her arteries until she passes out.
All right. She struggles a bit, but you're able to.
I will whisper in her ear, sleep now. You're a hero of the Black Brotherhood.
All right.
I hope she
passes
doesn't
out.
turn into the Hulk.
She passes out. What's your strategy here?
What does she say?
It's the Black Brotherhood.
Okay, who
The-
sent her?
The Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh. She said that Zara sent her.
I knew she was up to no good.
I still want to bang her. I gotta say.
That's sick. She's tied up.
No, not her. I'm talking about Zara.
Oh.
So she is a member of the Black. Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh.
Who?
Zara.
I think she is the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh.
Oh, you think she's the head of it here?
Yeah.
And they're sacrificing people.
Yeah. So the sacrifice.
If there was a time to call your contact, and just be like, look.
So we put a note on her like Batman and leave her for.
I don't know how much money we will have to spend to keep them quiet about. You get what I'm saying? We're not the most inconspicuous of people, and I know money will keep most comments quiet, but not all.
What do you mean?
Hotel room, people who run this place. You leave a note on her.
No, I mean leave her for the police with a note on her.
And when the police ask he might be able to give descriptions, but
Depends on where you dump her. Right?
yeah,
If you dump her in the hotel room, it's a different issue than if you dump her
Right.
in front of a precinct.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
So is there a church or something we could?
no, don't go to it.
They don't take.
I'm just saying, like, how do we
donations.
how do you literally transport someone?
I don't know. You're the one that snatched her off the street, man.
Well, we got the information we needed.
Yes, which we probably knew.
Would not have gotten if the police took her right there.
Yeah, I mean, whether we knew it or not, I mean, now we have actual confirmation that. So now we really
Well-
know some stuff.
It's possible she might know other things about the cult. Let me ask one other question. This probably took about another half hour. I'll give you, it's not quite midnight yet. Is anyone going to try to rush back to me at the belly dancer?
I
don't
already
think-
suggested that.
Yeah, I don't think this was a setup. If it was a setup, then they would have been waiting at midnight to like jump us.
I
from
think
where-
you should go.
I think I'm too hurt to go.
I don't think you need to think that. You are too hurt to go.
I don't think he's that hurt.
We only brought him back to like -1, right? Like in game terms, he's so he's concussed. He might be throwing up.
He says he's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
She was really pretty.
put the helmet back on and give him the football. He's fine.
I think there's a disconnect between like what positive health and negative health means too, though. I mean, negative health is certainly now you're going to start to feel pain, but that doesn't mean you're like incapacitated and limping.
Yeah, that starts at -6.
All right.
All right, so
you got you're holding your wrist because you got whacked really friggin' hard, and you're like, man, I think this is friggin' broken. But I don't think you're like, I can't move. I'm so
Yeah,
sore.
0 to -5 is hurt. -6 to -11 is seriously wounded. -12 is dead.
Okay.
so
I'm not gonna go. If she wakes up again, I should
well, yeah,
interrogate
because
her.
you need to be
Yeah.
able to speak to her. So
Good idea.
Declan,
Okay.
I'm gonna like wrap her up like a burrito, but kind of loosely. So I mean, I don't want her to think that she's being held prisoner. I just want to be able to. I wish we had some.
you gagged her, tied her up.
No,
I
but
don't know what
mean-
assumption she's going to come to, and you choked her out. So.
Well, she's concussed
Yeah.
more than he is.
Oh, yeah.
So she's probably confused also. I wish we had some of that fucking heroin we stole and
In Peru,
yeah,
I
Some
used
of
it all up.
some of that
Can you interrogate
Peruvian.
people?
You could get
Yes.
gin.
Okay. How about this? And
Chin's
I
not
hate to
nearly
do
as
this
good as-
again, but we do kind of need to split. You guys need to interrogate her. English translator.
I don't think she needs to be interrogated. She needs to continue to believe that she is in the bosom of her group.
Yeah, I think the fact that he got information.
Interrogation doesn't work ever.
Well, in this game, because there's an interrogation skill, it does work.
Okay.
But yeah, does it work? Probably not.
All I'm saying is, if there's any questions you guys want to ask her, you should.
I think he's on the right track. She is going to confide in him because he is an Egyptian and has convinced her in her confused state that he is a member of the Brotherhood or a liaison of the Brotherhood that she'll talk to. If she sees me and hears some American start talking to her, she's going to clamp up and not talk.
All right. So,
So I think
what do we want to do with the whole Do you guys want to double back to the arches?
I think we should. I don't think it's a setup. I think this is something different.
I think one of us should stay here with him, and one of us should go with Samus.
I think Samus
What?
should stay here.
I think
'cause don't
Samus should stay here.
Yeah.
She was the only one. She was the only one.
I'm the contact.
Yes,
Yeah, but she saw all of us at the table. So,
but did not say anything to us.
do you think that she would have thought that he wouldn't have told us about it?
Maybe not. Who knows? I'm saying it would. If you set up an appointment, even
Why don't you take somebody go
This
with
is-
him? And he's not doing well.
you two should
but
probably go because you
I'll
guys.
call
are
the ambulance and take the ambulance to the arches.
All right.
It'll be very
I'll-
suspect.
I'll go.
After this night, we're definitely going to visit a hospital of some kind.
We're going to spend the
hopefully-
night in the hospital.
Probably.
Or we can just wait. I mean, because isn't Diana's character a doctor?
No.
Oh, wait, she's a parapsychologist.
She has some medical skills.
And she has some medical skills.
you're probably not going to bleed out.
No.
No, it
She's
could
not-
just be
I
internal bleeding.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I just don't know if I could survive another engagement.
Another beating tonight.
Yeah.
Probably.
Only one beating session.
But I think we should go, Samus and me.
Yeah. I'll go.
I don't think I need any help watching this movie. So if you all want to go, that's fine.
You just want quiet time with the unconscious woman.
I don't think that's a good idea because we don't know if there's anybody else that was following us. And what if somebody saw us carry her here and then you're here alone? There's less of chance that both of you
We're all
will
going
be
to die
killed.
horribly. So
That's fine. Either or.
I mean, it's a good idea that he doesn't open his mouth.
yeah, I'm
because
not
he's
going to
ready
mumble
to
the
break
word
her
right now.
face.
I'm tired.
I think you have the right idea that she is going to confide you. Keep her blindfolded.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep talking to her about the cult and stuff. So we'll go.
Okay.
And that's a good idea.
All right. So the two, Declan and Samus, go to the arches.
Yeah.
All right.
Are they golden arches?
They are not golden
Ah.
arches. Fortunately, that's the first thing I thought of when I read this portion of the adventure as well. And you get there just after midnight, and you're looking around, and you see a woman wearing a heavy coat and a cloak over it and a scarf, and she's kind of hiding in the shadows of the arches. It's right at the end.
And it looks like she's carrying a big club.
It's right at the end of Merritt Street where it runs into Dean Street, and where these arches are, and she gestures you to come over in the shadows.
Come closer. So
Well,
Where
I
are
do
your
have
companions? She appears to be alone.
Okay.
Where are your companions? Weren't there four of you?
There were.
I won't say anything. I'm
They couldn't make it, but you can talk to us.
She looks around. She's clearly frightened. She's glancing around, eyes in a bit of a panic. I heard you mention the Brotherhood, and your friend was talking to Zara,
Yeah,
but you do not look like members of the Brotherhood.
we are not. I think we're a target of them.
Why do you think that?
A hunch?
The Brotherhood, they do exist, and they are dangerous. My boyfriend, Badru, was one of their victims. One of the Brotherhood members made an advance on me, and he became upset and confronted him about it, and he became their next victim. They use the Blue Pyramid as their meeting place in town. They're there often. Often, at least once a month, sometimes more. dozens of them meet at the Blue Pyramid and get on a truck and drive somewhere outside of London for a meeting. I don't know where. But Zara Shafiq, she always goes with them.
Find out how long they're gone.
Yeah. How long are they gone for?
They do not return until the next morning. At least, not that I see.
Have you ever heard anything talk about what they do outside town? Like where they go? North, south? Well, probably not south. North, east? Like,
I believe it is north, but I don't know where. I think it is a significant distance. And I think they sometimes take outsiders with them. And those outsiders do not return.
Outsiders? Other Egyptians, non-Brotherhood members? Or like when you say outsiders, like
Those who have angered them, most
clowns?
commonly.
Do those outsiders look like they go willingly?
Never.
I show her these symbols, and I ask her if any of these symbols look familiar to her.
I do not know them, no. What are they?
I'm not sure. I thought you might know.
Have you ever seen an upside-down Ankh? Broken Ankh?
Some of the Brotherhood have that as a tattoo. Actually, if that was one of the symbols, she would point it out.
Yeah, looks
It
like
is.
I think
Okay.
it is one.
It is one.
Does our new friend,
She does have it tattooed on her upper arm. But Zara, she's truly the one who controls the Blue Pyramid Club.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression.
The club, everyone there seems to fear her, but she runs a spice shop.
You think
You
that-
should avoid crossing her path, though I fear your friend already has. Her attention is dangerous at best.
do you know? Is the spice shop a front for anything? Do you know?
I do not know. But I believe that is where she makes her home in town. One of the apartments over it. If you can do anything to stop the Brotherhood's activities, it would be good for the whole city.
You think stopping Zahara would be enough?
I don't know if she is the only. I do not know if she is the leader of the entire Brotherhood, or merely in charge of their presence here at the club.
Have you ever seen Zahara with any non-Egyptian?
She talks to many at the club. There was a man last week.
Russian.
Hmm?
The Russian.
One moment, please. I need a description. He looked to be upper class, British, with a receding hairline, a bit thin, dressed quite nicely, dark hair, large ears, and a bit of a gaunt face. I did not catch his name.
I know what it is.
Dark receding hair, gaunt face, big ears. Okay. Were you followed here?
I hope not. I tried not to be. She looks around with concern. You don't see anybody around though. Please, if you can stop them, In my brother's memory, I would be grateful. Or my boyfriend's memory, I would be grateful.
Yeah, I mean, do you know why the Brotherhood is here in London?
I do not. Perhaps it is because it is London. It is the center of the empire. They may have contacts elsewhere, or perhaps they may need access to something else in the city.
How long has Zahara been involved with the Brotherhood?
She came to London 18 months ago, and I believe she has been involved at least since she arrived.
Who was in charge before?
Yeah. Who was in charge of the Blue Pyramid before her?
I do not know. I did not work here then.
Well, these murders were happening long before she arrived, right? 18 months seems to be not long enough. I don't know.
Perhaps. Is there anything else you need from me? I am concerned that if we spend too much time, the more time we spend here, the more likely we are to be noticed.
Did you keep just your eyes and ears open?
How would I contact you?
I don't know yet, but just be safe.
Is there a hotel that I could send a letter to?
Yeah. I give her our hotel's address.
Which one?
The
one they already know about.
the one they know about.
Okay, the first one. All right.
First one.
Okay. Very good.
That's it. Samus, any questions?
She heads off.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna make our way back to the
Dive Hotel.
The Dive Hotel.
Is there anything you're picking up on the way back?
Like duct tape and some 33-gallon
How
garbage
about
bags.
some Egyptian tales? And,
Yeah.
Scalps.
Yeah.
Chloroform?
Yeah. Do you want to make sort of like a little loop and see what's going on at this scene of the assault?
Don't go return to the scene of the crime.
Ah, I gotta
Did we
look.
not? you're like. You're
I'm like the
mon-
arsonist who
You're like the
likes
mon-
to watch
You're
the
like the
building burn,
monkey
you know?
who.
But you can do it from afar.
Yeah.
You're like the monkeys that press the red button even though they're gonna get shocked in the penis, but they get a treat afterwards. So.
Yeah, but one thing. I want to see if anyone that I recognize from the Blue Pyramid, who I believe was following us, is there, like, watching the crime scene.
Give me a stealth as you're trying to sneak up and tell me
I
if you're
stagger
spending
back
points.
to the.
You head right back to the hotel.
Yeah.
You're gonna head. Should probably keep an eye
I'm
on
sort of
massive
like in the
head wound
shadows and
Harry
stuff.
over
I mean,
here.
I'm not like.
It's fine. It's still
He's
it's a stealth
fine.
roll.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
get on
20
the
points.
tube.
I am.
What's the worst that could happen? You'll wind up in Wales as a coal miner.
All right. So yeah, you sneak past and peek out of an alleyway a couple of blocks away, and you see that there are several police officers on the scene, and there is a wagon there, that cart that you're pretty sure is the one they would use for transporting bodies.
Okay.
Coroner's cart, essentially.
Anyone like any civilians just like watching?
Not at the time, no.
No.
You mean witnesses?
You do notice the gas lamps have been relit, though.
Okay.
Well, that settles it. All of London must burn.
Okay, I'll make my way back to this
Sure.
dump hotel.
See, now we don't have to just burn down the Blue Pyramid, we have to burn down the spice shop too.
Yeah. Luckily, they're connected.
They're not physically touching each other.
Oh.
They're across the street
They
from
can
each other.
look like a joint.
Okay, back to the hotel.
Mhm. So what's the plan?
Go to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I suspect that Rose.
This is the only night I'm going to spend this. There's lice in here and bed bugs. I want to be in here all the time. So, this is gross.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to, in the absence of some sort of drug that I can give her, I'm just going to try and keep her swaddled so she can't move. But, like, I'm going to whisper into her ear, like, prayers that I think might be Egyptian Brotherhood specific or appropriate.
You can always enter her dreams. That'd be a fun time.
That does sound like fun, but there will be no jumping into paintings or sending people.
Or into cultist heads.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point in this game I will be a spellcasting motherfucker, but not at the moment. I'm still.
You mentioned in the absence of drugs, you could try to find a chemist if there's some medication you want
It's
to
like
give her.
midnight.
Yeah, it's London.
Street chemists.
Street chemist. No, because I think I think we have. I don't know how much more information I'm going to get out of this poor lady.
Well, do you tell?
I'm going to ask her what the, like, if I can, like, the elevator pitch mission statement of this cult. Like, is it like a millennial cult or the...
Okay, keep in mind, you're trying to convince her that she's with her cult brothers.
Yeah.
And you're going to ask her what the cult philosophy is?
No, I'm going to do it smart. I'm a professor. I'm going to ask her, like, what is best in life, you know.
You do realize intelligence and wisdom are two separate things.
Yeah. But I'm going to try to...
Indeed.
Is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is not putting it in a fruit.
I'm going to try to get her to talk about, you know, the good and the brotherhood and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to interrogate her or ask her, you know, straight up questions.
Okay.
Like, what's her social security number? I'm not going to ask her that.
All right. Well, she starts talking.
I'm going to tell her that Zara sends her greetings, that kind of stuff. You're a hero.
All right, give me... You already spent a point of reassurance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you do manage to get some information out of her. The first thing
I
that...
forgot a pencil. Can somebody write this down?
Here's a pencil. I'll put the evidence back in the evidence drawer.
Okay.
that you get is that the next meeting... Let me just see that.
Calendar?
Yeah. The next meeting is on the night of the 10th. And the truck will leave from the Blue Pyramid at midnight, so that they can go to perform the sacrifices at the Egyptian house. And she hopes that this time she will be the one taken, because she has prayed on it and is prepared to offer her body.
I will tell her that surely the Black Pharaoh will smile kindly upon her and she will be taken.
I am certain that he will. I have prayed for it, and I know that the beasts will allow me to ride them into the heavens, that I may be one with the Black Pharaoh this time.
Did she say beasts? Plural?
Yes, in Egyptian, but yes.
Well, we already know who the Black Pharaoh is, or we suspect that it's. And then Zahara is trying to kill us.
Oh, no, Zara will not be the one to lead. She will not be the one to lead the right. It will be Gavignon. He will lead it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, praise God.
What?
Forgive me, sister. You are right.
Of course. He is the one that leads the rites. She is but his assistant.
Let me get you some more water.
Thank you.
I will take up a wash rag with water, and I will squeeze droplets into her mouth.
All right.
I'm sorry. I have to tell you this, sister.
You've been punked.
But I perhaps was lying to you. You have been hurt badly.
How badly?
Your face is burned, and your eyes were scorched, but they will recover in time. That is why I had to cover them with bandages.
Then my sacrifice has made me worthy of the Black Pharaoh. At the next rite, surely I will be the one to travel to him.
Yes, of course. Of course. You have his blessings. You will ride the beasts to see the Black Pharaoh.
Yes. And she starts chanting with a ululating voice.
Rest, sister, rest. Or you will not be strong enough to travel. Please.
And her body starts to shake. You can see that she's in kind of as though she's in some kind of ecstatic fervor.
What's going on here?
No, don't shoot. Just let her try and relax. Does she continue to...
She ceases.
I'm gonna have to choke her out again. Sorry. I'm gonna do it gently.
Sure.
I'll maybe I'll
Choke her out.
No, but I mean, I'm not gonna
Right. All right.
This bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
So what did she say?
Are these guys back yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys actually heard her say the name Gavignon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Gavignon is the ringleader of the Black Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh.
Okay.
The 10th
Mm-hmm.
is the next meeting. We have to do something with this lady.
I'm thinking a note saying Gavignon sends his regards.
No.
Wait,
Here's the problem.
Midnight. Blue
Wait,
Parrot.
stop. Here's the problem. She was not at the crime scene, so her employers are going to know she's still alive.
That's
so
right.
that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should shoot her. I don't think we should shoot anyone anymore. But we should at least throw her in the river.
We could put her in your steam truck.
Huh?
No, you can't. The scene
We'll
front's
take her
already
back.
out.
Oh,
We'll take her back to the Shipley house.
that's a good idea.
Throw her through the skylight. It's only 12 feet. She might survive.
I think we'll just throw her in the river. Because if she turns up alive somewhere, then that could change their plans.
I don't feel
We already know what their... Huh?
I don't feel comfortable with her.
Really?
It's one thing.
It's okay to just shoot people in the back or stab them, but gently tossing them into the river
For them to just peacefully drown.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not a murderer, but I mean...
Well, we'll leave the discussion of your next homicide for next week, then, perhaps. And we
I don't
can
care
stop
about
at this
killing-
point while you have the unconscious cultist tied up neatly in a blanket burrito in a dive hotel filled with
When were burritos-
bed bugs and lice.
When was the burritos a thing? Would
Uh,
I have known
I-
would Mustafa known what a burrito was?
I don't know.
You went to Peru?
honestly,
Okay.
but
Yeah, there were a lot of Mexican immigrants in the United States since once.
there were.
I'm not anti-killing cultists. I'm anti-killing cultists with a gun. The gun is loud.
Yeah, a gun is the biggest problem that we've had so far. If we would have strangled people out or like
Right.
beaten them to death, like no problem.
wouldn't
Just
have
walked
shot that
out
one
the
cobra.
door.
Even a crossbow. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you a crossbow.
Point taken. I will pick it a melee weapon of some kind. But just remember,
You're going to be shivving people with a crucifix, aren't you?
maybe I kick ass for the Lord. But honestly, though, if it wasn't for that one round to the head on the one, she would have been wailing on us with They were
I'm just
whooping
saying.
us.
I mean, it's very loud, and especially in London. There's places, you go to New York or wherever, or there's a lot of places in Cleveland you can just shoot a gun off whenever you want to. This is definitely not one of those.
All right. Well, I think we're looking for Josh to end the stream. So, one of you guys mind grabbing him? See if I can find him. But I think that pretty much wraps up this session. Thank you to everyone who's taken the time to watch. We hope we found it entertaining as our homicidal band of investigators make their way through London. And you can check out our Facebook page, which is the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign at Immortals Inc. And we'll try to get this stream linked up there shortly. Anything else you guys want to cover or say?
Killing
tonight?
cultists is not murder, but
Yeah.
killing Ansel Adams and his mom, Picasso and his mom. No, I
This-
mean, I don't